10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Jamshedpur, hailed as the Steel City of India, is a classic example of harmony between industrial prowess and natural beauty. Founded by the visionary industrialist J.N. Tata in 1907, and named after him, it is India's first planned city and laid out according to the founder's idea of a town with wide streets planted with trees. No wonder Jamshedpur is one of the greenest cities of India, with over 30% of total land area covered by trees and gardens. At the heart of Jamshedpur's identity is the Tata Steel plant, Asia's first integrated steel mill, which is a testament to India's industrial revolution. The plant shaped the city's economic landscape and laid the foundations for its diverse social fabric. The Jubilee Park, gifted to the citizens by Tata Steel on the company's Golden Jubilee, is a sprawling green oasis in the city's heart. Modelled after the Vrindavan Gardens of Mysore, the park's meticulously landscaped gardens, fountains, and a mini zoo make it a perfect retreat for nature lovers. Another tourist attraction is the Dimna Lake, nestled at the foothills of the Dalma Range. It is a serene spot for picnics and morning walks, offering breathtaking views and a peaceful escape from the city's hustle. The Dalma Wildlife Sanctuary, extending over the Dalma Hills, is a thrilling haven for wildlife and nature enthusiasts. Home to elephants, barking deer, and many bird species, it offers treks and safaris that allows visitors to immerse themselves in the region's natural bounty. The city has a tremendous tryst with sports as well. Jamshedpur is a sports capital of Jharkhand, with its investments into the grassroots. The Tata Football Academy, founded in 1987, is considered the nursery of Indian football and now owns the ISL outfit Jamshedpur FC. The Tata Archery Academy is another key destination where plenty of world-conquering Indian archers train and hone their skills. Golf is another sport that has a prominent base in Jamshedpur. The city is home to two golf courses, the Golmuri Golf Course and Beldih Golf Course. The Golmuri Golf Course is a full 18-hole course spanning over 6,300 yards, while the Beldih Golf Course is a 6,900-yard course, essentially a 9-hole course converted to an 18-hole course by using separate tees. The prestigious annual Tata Open tournament is played simultaneously at both the courses every year, making it one of the rare events in the world which is played across two venues. The event offers a prize purse of 2 crores and constitutes the last leg of the 2025 PGTI season. It's the season finale, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the Beldih Golf Course. It's day 4 of the Tata Open 2025. I'm your host, GS Veg. I've got alongside me Mr. Amandeep Joel, the CEO of the PGTI. And we're going to start our conversation once again, Amandeep, talking about Yuvraj Sandhu. But I've got one more gentleman to talk about, and that is Shubham Jaglan. And that's what day 4 is all about. Shubham Jaglan versus Yuvraj Sandhu.
Absolutely, Vivek. You know, we've got our superstars right behind me. We've got Arjun Prasad, Manu Gandas, Yuvraj, Veer Alawat, Shaurya Bhattacharya and Thangaraj. This boy Shubham Jaglan is going to put his photograph here. Let me give it to you right now. But I think this boy has shown what he's made of. The metal we had, you know, he's a huge prospect for India. He has come and shown that he's out here to stay in the professional golf, to hold the Indian flag high in the rest of the world. He's finished second in his first tournament, contended in the next one. This is his third appearance. He's knocking at the trophy again. Fantastic, 3 birdies in the front 9. He's just 1 shot behind. Both of them opened up with birdies. So, you know, it's a clash of the Titan versus the young star from India, from PGTI. Exciting times.
And that's what it's all been. We've finished the leader group, is just trying to finish at the Golmuri Golf Course. We are here at the Beldih for the back 9 over here. And that is what makes day 4 absolutely fascinating. We're still sitting over here. We still can't predict whether it's going to be Yuvraj or it's going to be Shubham or it's going to be someone else coming from the behind.
I think how it stands right now, Vivek, we've got 3 players at 12 under par. And Yuvraj and Shubham are at least 18 and 17. So there's a 6-shot difference between the third and the 4th and the 5th with the contending title. So I think it's going to be between Shubham and Yuvraj. But you never know. I mean, you know, golf is a strange game. Final day, jitters, a few bogeys here and there. Beldih's, you know, it's not one of the easiest. With the new greens, a little elevated, makes... If you miss a couple of greens, up and downs become very difficult here at Beldih. The greens a little faster than Golmuri, so you know your stroke tends to get tentative. You know when the pressure's on. But like you said, Yuvraj is going on to create history. Never has any player won 7 titles in a season. We could see it today. A true champion, he's going to win the Order of Merit. He's already won it. He's going to, you know, represent India on the DP World Tour. But Shubham Jaglan is not going to let him go very easy. That's my prediction.
And there's a glimmer of hope as well. We've seen Yuvraj dominate the tour all through the season. But he has actually faltered when it comes to pressure situation. That's what you were pointing out to me at the pre-show yesterday as well.
Yes, glimmer of hope for Shubham or the rest. But I think Yuvraj has set his mind that he's going to clean it up. I mean, only he can lose this tournament. You know, it's for Shubham to really make a charge, make a few birdies. There are a few birdie holes on this 9, which is the 12th and the 12th and the 15th, 16th has a par 5s. So those are the 2 birdie holes which, you know, everybody would like to make birdies on. A couple of good birdies here and there and, you know, Yuvraj could be in the driver's seat.
Okay, let's talk about this particular season, your first season as the PGTI CEO. How do you look back at 2025?
Very, very satisfied, I would say. I mean, you know, with the CEO having shown a growth of almost, 40-50%. We were 24 crores last year, 35 crores in prize money this year. I think I'm a happy man. But let me tell you, I'm only happy because people behind me, that man out there, Kapil Dev, Mr. Amitabh Kant has joined as a board, on the board. We've got Shantanu Narayan, the chairman and CEO of Adobe. Mr. Nikesh Arora, chairman and CEO of Palo Alto Networks. Mr. Bakshi, who's a, you know, lot of people. It takes a whole group of people trying to propel this game forward which is why I'm smiling as the CEO. So all the work is being put by those people and I'm just putting it together and reaping the benefits.
It's a new year 2026 is coming in and we all need to fill in our KRAs. So what would be your KRAs for 2026?
Well, a lot of good things are happening for PGTI. You know, we are going to make few announcements. We've already made an announcement of the league. New sponsors are going to join in, and we can't, let out the secret as yet. But soon in the New Year's, we're going to announce a very good title partnership for PGTI, and good things are going to happen. And, with the DP World India Championship again confirming, and Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood both confirming that they will come back to India, to Delhi Golf Club in October. I think great things for Indian golf.
Let's talk about 72, the new league which is proposed, and it's rolling out in February. Could you just talk us through that, what and how exciting it is?
I think it's a great format. It's refreshing. It's a good change. Golf is a very individual sport. Professional golf is very individual. Players focus on themselves all the time. League is going to make sure that you're playing as a team. 10 players to each team, 6 teams for the first season. 6 franchisees. We are trying to get different cities, different states. Few are already signed in, few more already in the talks. So 10 players playing, 4 singles matches, mainly match play, definitely professional golf only. We will have a few pro-ams and here a few socials to get the entire, people and the supporters of golf behind it. But it's going to be serious golf. So what we are looking at is 4 single matches, 1 4-ball, 1 foursome to create that excitement. This year is going to be in Delhi NCR. We are going to JP Greens. We're going to Classic Golf and Country Club as well as Qutub. And, exciting, very exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting 2026 which is awaiting us, but a very, very exciting final day awaits us over here, because it's going to be, like Amandeep said, Yuvraj Sandhu versus Shubham Jaglan, and it's Yuvraj who's standing on a brink of a record. No one has ever won 7 titles in a season. Manu and Yuvraj, of course, have equaled 6, but will Yuvraj get his 7th? That's what we have to see. It's now back to the studio.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final day's action at the Tata Open 2025. This is the final event of the calendar year. Leading the tournament after end of day 3 play was Yuvraj Sandhu and Shubham Jaglan, and currently Yuvraj Sandhu is 1 shot ahead. I'm your host Shaurya Singh, joined alongside Rahul Bajaj and Mr. Rahul Banerjee. We'll be bringing to you the final day's play right here from Golmuri and Beldih golf courses in Jamshedpur.
We're looking for a power-packed day here in the back nine, Shaurya, with Yuvraj Sandhu getting off to a hot start with 4 under par on that front nine, and Shubham Jaglan also staying on his toes now at 3 under par with that front nine. So 18 under and 17 under with 9 holes to play. I can only imagine things being extremely interesting and a lot of drama being thrown on the golf course.
Yes, absolutely. And this first hole is the 10th for the tournament. Is no stranger to drama either. Difficult par 3. Playing almost close to 200 yards, and the narrow sliver of a green. You really have to be on song here to hit the green. We've seen quite a few players drop a couple of shots. Of course, one can't quite forget the stupendous up and down made by Shubham Jaglan yesterday. So let's see what this hole has in the offing today. There's a lot to play for. Of course, the title itself carries a hefty prize fund of 30 lakh, and at the moment, it seems like Yuvraj has a vice grip, although it's only a single shot ahead of Shubham Jaglan. Manu Gandas on hole number 10, former number 1, and also holds the record for maximum victories alongside Yuvraj at 6. Won the Professional Golf Tour of India for a calendar year now. Not off to the ideal start here, it seems.
Although Yuvraj can break that record today with the victory today will make it 7 victories in a year, and that will break Manu Gandas's record. And this hole currently is playing to about 197 yards. The pin is today at 10 in from the front and 5 from the left, making it a pretty difficult approach shot. And owing to the length of the hole, we are looking at a 5-iron or so for most of the players. Unless, of course, the wind is from the front, we might even have a 4-iron in. Let's take a look now at Amardeep Malik, with that new customary pause in the top of his backswing. Let's see if he can flight this one high enough to get it a stopper onto the green.
And seems to favor the floral theme on the final days. Stuck to it again. Taking this ball towards the left-hand side of the tee, favoring a draw. That pause really helping in his transition to stay a lot more connected. And that's a good shot, just short shy of the green. I think that's a good place to miss it.
That'll be a pretty tough up and down there for Amardeep Malik coming up from the front part, leaving himself no space. Manoj S on our screens, the emerging player of the year, poised to finish that way, and also made a hole in one yesterday on hole number 17. Manoj S, can he make another one right here? Currently at 6 under par with the tournament, tie for 11th position.
Very good swing. Young man with an eagle on that par 3, a hole in one. Can he follow suit? Almost. I think he only deals in aces. Does this young man? Doesn't really believe in more than one. A couple feet more, and that could have been another one.
Brilliant youngster, name to look out for, Manoj S. Only 17 years of age, looking for yet another top 10 finish for this season, and very much poised to do so. Brilliant shot here. We've seen lots of tee shots on this hole, and I mean, we can be sure to tell you that it's not easy to stop the ball on that green from this distance, and Manoj S making an absolute easy for that.
Brilliant camera work, shows you what the players have to face off the tee here. 2 bunkers on either side. The green is elevated, maybe just 10 yards wide, 15 at the most, and a little bit of a turtle back design. Most of the greens here at the Beldih Golf Club are similar in that aspect, making iron striking rather paramount this week. It's not a place that you can get away with smoke and mirrors. You really have to produce the goods.
You know, Shaurya, while Yuvraj and Shubham seem to be sort of playing their own golf at 18 under and 17 under respectively, Kalin Joshi, N. Thangaraja and Veer Alawat, all 3 players are currently at 3 under par for the day. They also started off today at 9 under par altogether, and now are at 12 under par at a tie for 3rd position. Kushal Singh also turning at 2 under par through that front 9 and at 9 under par right now at a solo 6th position. Manu Gandas and Amardeep Malik make it at 8 under par to be at a tie for 7th position. Jamal Hussain, Kshitij Naved Kaul at 7 under par, and Siddiqur Rahman, a stalwart, at 6 under par alongside Gaurav Pratap, Manoj S and Mohammad Azhar. So a lot of interesting stuff happening over here, while we of course know that the leaders are sort of gunning for this victory. Shubham Jaglan, of course, looking for his first win of his professional career. We can also see that Kalin Joshi trying to make a little bit of a run, as well as Sri Lanka's Thangaraja and Veer Alawat himself.
Nicely summarized there, Rahul. We also see Gaurav Pratap Singh with a rather slow start on the front 9. I expect him to produce some fireworks on the difficult Beldih 9. Not being able to capitalize. Kind courtesy, a double bogey on his 9th and a bogey on the difficult 8th. Amardeep Malik here at hole number 1. You can see the difference in elevation. The green is almost 3 feet above the ground level.
So this is not going to be an easy up and down. What a brilliant shot that.
And has really nestled up well. Back to hole number 10, Amardeep Malik.
Malik seems to be going with a cack-handed approach, which is left hand low on his wedge. Needs some amount of flight on that golf shot, as also will need plenty of spin. This pin is very much closer to the front part of the green.
Has got a toolbox of tricks as Amardeep Malik. Uses a cack-handed chipping technique, then sometimes the conventional, depending on the kind of shot that he wants to hit. And that's a really good chip shot right there by Manu Gandas. Out of our view, but the ball nestled really close to the flag. Let's see if Amardeep can follow suit.
Amardeep leaving it very much in the jaws of that fringe. Is that ball going to stop anytime now?
Might have to walk back, and it's becoming a little bit like the Augusta Masters with the false front and the ball rolling back.
It's nothing less than that over here, Shaurya. This is the final round of the Tata Open 2025. It's no less than a Masters. All the players over here gunning for that title, and of course Jaglan and Sandhu seem to be poised at best at this moment. Amardeep Malik giving it another shot over here.
Yeah, a lot better this time, almost holding it. So would drop a solitary shot on this difficult par 3, hole number 10. So Amardeep Malik would slip down to 7 under par for a tie in 9th position.
Amardeep really making it look easy the second time we did it, and definitely one of the best that we've seen. Manoj S now putting for birdie here on the 10th.
Still a shot by Manoj, just never left the flag.
Absolutely, almost looked like he's going to dunk it. Came up just about 3 or 4 yards short of the flag. But probably going to be one of the closest shots that we see on this whole location today. And lots of spin employed on that golf ball by Manoj with that high-flighted, probably a 5-iron there. Being able to stop it that quickly is really...
Shows you the quality of the strike. Even the hole-in-one effort by him on hole number 17 yesterday was played to perfection. Let's see if he can make birdie here. This putt should break a little from his right. It would have been helped by the chip shot delivered by Amardeep Malik, but hits an errant line. Expected that to go the other way.
So I think you're reading the lines pretty well this week, Shaurya. We saw that coming from you yesterday as well and today as well. So I think the player should just ask you for the lines.
Absolutely, I can charge extra for that. Of course, that's not allowed in the rules, but if they want to, you can ask me after the round. I think it's a different vantage point. We get to see the greens from an elevation, and the camera makes it a lot easier when the player is putting. There's certain eye level that he's looking at the green from, so we get to see it from different angles. So it shows you the topography and the changes in the lie of the land.
That, ladies and gentlemen, for you is the middle name of Shaurya Singh. It's called Humble. Shaurya Humble Singh is what we call him fondly.
Well, I've got a lot to be employing humility for as we have a look at our penultimate group. You might be wondering why the leader group has not come yet. They finished 9 holes, but currently they're en route. They have to travel to a different golf course, and I'm wondering what the conversations might be between Yuvraj and Shubham Jaglan. Traveling, I believe, maybe in the same car. There'll be some mind games. If Lee Trevino and Jack Nicklaus were traveling in the same car, I'm pretty certain that Lee Trevino would spring one of those, those fox snakes, rubber snakes. So maybe Shubham can have a trick or two. Of course, it's all in jest. I'm sure that they're great friends and having a discussion. But yes, mind games are a thing of the erstwhile golf fraternity, so to speak. Now it's a lot more mano a mano. The better man wins on the day.
And Thangaraja from Sri Lanka now playing the penultimate group. Teeing off on hole number 10.
He doesn't really waste any time, does Thanga?
That's one of the things that's really, sort of helped the scores as well. I feel like the quickness of play now. What a brilliant golf shot here, N. Thangaraja.
Why take time when you know that it's going to get right all over the flagstick? What a brilliant shot by Thanga.
For the viewers who might not be aware, the tournament here is played across 2 golf courses in Jamshedpur, one called Beldih Golf Course and the other one called the Golmuri Golf Course. On the first 2 days, half of the field plays each of the course each day, and then on the last 2 days, the players play Golmuri Golf Course as their front 9 holes over there, and 9 holes at Beldih are played as the back 9. That is what we are viewing on the screen right now. So the first hole at Beldih plays as the 10th hole for the tournament.
Cullen now, also another player who possesses the ability to hit those towering iron shots. Really quick transition, a lot of strength in that and speed as well. Just about missing it on the right hand side. That should be good enough. Should be able to make it far from there.
There's plenty of room to work with, just like Manu did earlier on in the group just in front of them. Now coming up, Mohammad Azhar. Azhar currently 2 over par at the turn, 6 under par for the tournament. Azhar came up with a round of 4 under par in round number 3 to be at 8 under, and now will need to make some amends on this back 9.
It's been a breakout year of sorts for Mohammad Azhar. It's underway here at hole number 10. He's in 26th position on the order of merit. And he would miss it on the right hand side. Pretty similar to where Manu Gandas hit his tee shot. Mohammad Azhar has made 32 lakh and 57,000. I'm pretty certain this is a breakout season of sorts. We've seen flashes of brilliance previously, but this year has been a lot more consistent. 20 cuts made out of 24 tournaments and 4 top 10s for MD Azhar. And there you have a look at our number one golfer, Yuvraj Sandhu, for the year and for the tournament as well. A nifty 4 under par on the front nine, but Shubham's not going to give him anything easy. He's 3 under par as well. He knows that he's going to be pushed to the distance. This is really going to be a duel in the sun, one to watch out for. So stay glued to your screens, your systems. And the unique setting on this golf course allows players to practice after 9 holes because they've endured almost a 20-minute car ride. So they're out that privilege of warming up once again. You know, you've often spoken about how well he putts under pressure. How do you build on that, or is that something innate? How does a golfer grow in stature to be able to deliver those sort of performances on the putting green?
Sorry, I think it comes down to many things. One, of course, having that sort of a conviction on your putting stroke, the understanding of the greens, having that sort of self-belief. A lot of all of these things have to come together to make you that kind of a formidable putter on tournament days. And I think Yuvraj does beautifully in that department. He's very assertive on his putts. He doesn't hold back. And there's a lot of conviction that he has in himself and his putting stroke, of course, to be able to deliver that under pressure. I think if you look at any of the greatest of players in the world, that's one thing that you have seen. You've never seen them hold back with the putter, and they've always gone very aggressively through their strokes and been able to employ plenty speed on the golf ball, of course, within limits.
Yes, and I'd like to call my co-commentator, Mr. Rahul Banerjee, now to run you through for the next few holes.
Welcoming in Mr. Banerjee as we take a look at Mohammad Azhar. Azhar kind of leaked that one out to the right. You can call it a block if you may. A ball that sort of starts out right and then stays in that direction, never comes back. That's called a block. And Mohammad Azhar definitely will have to play a little bit of a speciality shot from here. Joined alongside me is now Mr. Rahul Banerjee.
Good exhibition, Rahul, of just what you were talking about. The block chip shot, being a very controlled approach. And this is what we expect from players of this caliber. And the tail end of the season now, literally just hours away. Not the tail, the end of the season promises to be a fascinating contest right to the wire. Because at the top, Yuvraj Sandhu and Shubham Jaglan are really locked in tight battle. And fittingly so. That's the way it should be. That's what we expect.
Joshi going with a chip and run approach. Has hit it beautifully, leaving himself with just about 2 feet for a par. There we have Amandeep Johal, the CEO of PGTI, having a little chatter with some of our spectators.
Lovely day as well, Rahul, and the sun is out and the breeze is not blowing too hard as it was yesterday in the afternoon. So, lovely, perfect conditions for this all-important last day. Lots at stake. Of course, the Merit Championship has been decided, but placings up and down all the way to 60, ensuring those who will keep their cards for next year are still very much up in the air. And a balmy day to see it all come to an end for the 2025 season of the PGTI, which has been one of the busiest on record, 28th tournament in all. So there's and so much more, as we heard the PGTI Chief Executive Amandeep Joel referred to just before we came on air. A very busy season coming up in 2026 as well, with new innovations, 72, the league, seeing a launch towards the end of February, likely, like Amandeep mentioned or hinted, that there will be two sponsors, new sponsors. Lovely putt there, just unfortunately result in a bogey, shaving the lower edge of the hole there.
An important tournament, this being played for a prize purse of 2 crore rupees. Of course, Sandhu looking to break a record which is currently held by Manu Gandas, and Shubham Jaglan trying to get his maiden victory. And as Mr. Banerjee just mentioned, the 28th and the last event of the 2025 PGTI season. And as the next year comes in, we are going to see the league coming upon, and that's going to be another interesting addition to the PGTI calendar. We're going to see a lot of interesting stuff happening, especially because, like Amandeep Joel also said just a few moments ago, chatting alongside GS Vivek, that golf being very much an individual sport, the 72, the league, is actually going to bring the team aspect to it. It's going to bring some camaraderie along with it, and that's going to be a really fun event.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of planning and strategy as well, Rahul. I mean, if it's going to be a team event, you're having to sort of balance your individuality with the interests of the team. So it'll be interesting to see what the final format is. It's a tap in for par.
Thangaraja not really making the most of that superb tee shot that he hit. We'll have to settle for a par here on hole number 10. There we have Shubham Jaglan, man who is currently second on the leaderboard, one shot away from Yuvraj Sandhu. Yuvraj Sandhu also the number 1 on the PGTI order of merit for the 2025 season, and pretty much has already sealed that spot. Kalin Joshi putting for par here. No trouble for Joshi.
Keeps him in a tie for third place. Getting a little bunched up behind the two leaders, Rahul. At the top, of course, the gap is now 6 and 5 respectively from the closest chasing pack. Yuvraj Sandhu is on 18 under after 9 holes. Shubham Jaglan, who started the day in the joint lead, has not really fallen back, but it's just Yuvraj has stepped up his game, picking up 4 shots.
Okay,
before the
gentlemen,
turn.
thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the round.
Rahul, just as you were speaking a few moments ago about it being fairly still, we can see that the wind is beginning to pick up just as the leader group has made its way towards Beldih, and that is really going to make things challenging here on the back nine, but also making it very interesting, because once we have...
Let's watch some good golf, all of us. Enjoy yourself. Thank you. All the best.
Going to be teeing off first here on the 10th. Veer is the former number 1 on the PGTI order of merit. Also just won last week's tournament at Kharghar, the Tata Open 2025.
It's also interesting to see, Rahul, how they adjust to the different green speeds that they will now face between Golmuri, which was rolling at 9.5. They will now have to cater for a little different green speeds here at Beldih, which is showing at 8. Has been at 8 all 4 days. Peter Rawat coming after finishing his first night with 3 under for the morning. Nice.
Beautiful swing Veer has. He's got a very simple action through the golf ball. Unfortunately, this one's missed out to the low side of the hole. It's going to be a little bit of a tough up and down there. I think it's in the bunker. Should be pretty all right. Yuvraj Sandhu. Sandhu needs the cameraman to move from there. We've got one of the partners of the tour, Victorious Choice, the joy of golfing right there, an entity inspired by the philosophy of Choice International Limited that has risen to become a unicorn in the financial sector with its unique and innovative approach of joy of earning. You see that, Rahul? The joy of earning, the joy of golfing is joy everywhere.
Oh, they did a tremendous job with the players' lounge as well. I mean, they're all through the season. They have a separate lounge. The players that come and relax, have their meals in a very sort of relaxed environment. That's good.
Leaving himself just short of the green, pretty similar to where Curran left himself a few moments ago. A good miss, if I may.
All eyes on this young man. He's really has generated a lot of interest around. Just come on to the PGTI playing, I think only his third or fourth event of the season. Already has a runners-up finish. So he's certainly one to watch out for in the long run. Played legit golf before returning home to India.
It's amazing how Shubham has actually sort of carved out his professional career so far, and making it to the PGA Tour Americas, and now the way he's been playing here on the PGTI. Blocks that one out also, like some of the other players, but should be fine. That side will give him some room to work with for his shift, for his up and down. And as we were talking earlier, the way he's sort of coming up as a professional, he's had a stellar junior career. In America, he played the collegiate golf, and collegiate golf actually exposes you to great amount of competition, playing multiple different types of courses, lots of pressure.
This is Steel, and this is an idea. So what happens when we join them? Something iconic. Like the Bandra Worli Sea Link, an engineering marvel that connects two parts of a thriving city, where Tata Steel's state-of-the-art LRPC strands have played a role, inserted in the concrete deck and anchored to support the vision of New India. Tomorrow is shaped by imagination and steel.
Tata Steel. We also make tomorrow.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
I'm sorry sir, my mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है.
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है. जिद है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद.
Back with the action. This lead, the final group approaching the 10th green. You remember Alawat and Sandhu going to the left of the green, and young Jaglan going right. Pretty much a similar position to where he found himself yesterday. He played an absolute beauty of a floater and set up a par putt there. So let's see what he can come up with today. It's a remarkable shot. Shot of great maturity. As my co-commentator then Shaurya Singh was mentioning, it's not the easiest of shots to play, but played it with elan and made the most of whatever he could get out of that. Pin positions again, once as it was yesterday, very far up on the front edge of the green. And on your picture now, Jaglan, this time from the bunker. Again, a very, very acceptable approach shot and an extremely makeable par putt from there.
Jaglan, though, has his work cut out now. He's got about 8 feet for that par. So, and a good place to leaving himself uphill, but that's going to be an important putt because Yuvraj is certainly not going to take it lightly from the position that he's in. Veer Alawat, of course, leaving himself in that left bunker. Has plenty space to work with. Needs to release a little bit more, but that also coming up way short of the hole.
The sand in these bunkers, Rahul, is from what we've been seeing, is a very reddish in appearance. Is there a mix of gravel and sand, or why is it that normally you have much whiter color? But since yesterday, every time we've gone into the bunkers, we've seen there's a reddish feel to the sand.
Well, I'm not so sure as to where the sand sort of comes from, but I've noticed that different locations have got different types of sand. The white sand that we actually see is very coarse, and I think it is not really natural sand fully. It's grinded from a stone,
Right.
and the one that you see over here is red sand, which is probably natural to the region, and that's why they use it over here. You'll also see the gray sand on some of the courses. That's also usually natural to that particular region. We see that a little bit in the Delhi NCR region as well. So different places tend to have different sorts of sand, and the texture of this particular sand, as we spoke yesterday as well, is very soft. So you have to be very careful as to how much you want to dig that club into the sand.
Oh, Yuvraj Sandhu really making a good hand of that. Chip in from the right.
Strong shot by Yuvraj, really making no mistakes here. This is an important hole on this back nine because of the length of the hole. This becomes an important hole, and very less number of opportunities exist on the Beldih nine to be able to convert a lot of birdies. If you'd see the leaderboard, you'd see a lot of reds and pinks happening on the Golmuri side, that front nine, and on the back nine, you seldom see a lot of birdies.
So Golmuri is where you can really gear up your challenge, so to say, pick up shots before you come to the longer and more challenging Beldih 9 holes, which will be the final 9 holes of the tournament as well as of the year. Shubham Jaglan now with his par putt to stay on 17 under. One shot behind the leader, Yuvraj Sandhu leads currently on 18 under par, having picked up 4 shots.
Beldih, even though has been relayed, Rahul has got very stamp-sized greens. So to hit a green in regulation is tough. But once you're on the green, the putts aren't very long. But to get there on the green itself is a challenge. Shubham Jaglan making no mistakes, stays at 17 under par, moving into the 11th hole. Strong start to this back nine by Shubham.
The more we see of this young man, the more impressed at least I am, because he appears to be nerveless. This is the sort of putt you term a knee knocker. It's neither here nor there, and these intermediate putts are sometimes the hardest to convert, and he just seems remarkably unfussed. I mean, he does have a temperament. I mean, the fact that he earned his Asian Tour card at Hua Hin a few weeks ago, last week literally, coming off through a playoff. The only 8 cards available and 12 battling it out, and he was the last into the final, into the top 35 who got their cards. So he has a temperament. He can absorb a lot of pressure, as we've seen there as well as here.
Veer Lawat putting for a par. Veer will drop a shot over here and move down to 11 under par through 10 holes of this final day. And just this thing that you were just talking about, Rahul, when you look at all these guys who made it to the Asian Tour qualifying and also who played the qualifying, they've been playing week in and week out since August. And they've actually played the qualifying, which is quite a grueling event.
Yes.
With 5 rounds to be played, and about 2 to 3 practice rounds is what the players play. So that's about 7 to 8 rounds of golf on the trot, under hype and immense amount of pressure. And so they've actually flown in back to India on Saturday, and on Sunday they were here at Talanagar. And here they are competing and also making the most of it.
Absolutely. I mean, our viewers and listeners would be very happy to know that it was an Indian, Shaurya Bhattacharya, who was actually in contention to win the qualifying at Lakeview Resort in Hua Hin. till the last day, literally caught on the last hole by the eventual winner, and also happens to be under the tutelage of the man to my who's on the mic along with me, Rahul Bajaj, a fine young player. He will probably finish in third place on the 2025 PGTI Order of Merit. Has had a stellar season as well on his own. One of the good number of multiple winners we have had through the season. Beg your pardon. So Yuvraj Sandhu, of course, leading the way with 6 wins. Kalin Joshi now.
Joshi on the 11th hole, tracking all the way, just veers off slightly to the left.
That can be heartbreaking, Rahul, when you feel that you've made it and it breaks at the very last second.
Yep, it actually looked like it was tracking the center of the cup
Absolutely.
all throughout. There we have Shaurya Bhattacharya sitting alongside Angad Chima and the CEO, Amandeep Johal, having a bit of a chatter post-round. Shaurya Bhattacharya finishing today with 5 under par on the scorecard, a bogey-free round to end the year, and the Tata Open 2025 tie for 11th position for Shaurya.
It's a bit of a winner's circle there. Both winners sitting with Amandeep Johal. Angad Chima himself winning a very creditable event at the Kapil Dev Grant Thornton Invitational in Bangalore. Mix of a pro, it was a pro and an am till the last day.
Manu Gandas on the par 5 hole number 12, hitting his second shot. Looks like a towering iron shot that he's hitting with a long iron. Missed it out slightly to the left of the green, but all hands are up. The ball is safe.
Manu, of course, was the very first beneficiary of the agreement between the PGTI and the DP World, that is the European Tour. Order of Merit winner in 22, went out to play a year in Europe, followed by O.P. Chauhan, who was the second, and Veera Lawat, who was shortly, a little while ago on your picture, was the third. And Yuvraj Sandhu will be the fourth, ply his trade in Europe, benefiting from the agreement between the PGTI and the DP World Tour that hands one card with full playing rights on the in Europe to the topper of the annual PGTI Order of Merit.
On the 14th, we have Jamal Hussain, who is currently at a tie for 8th position, 7 under par for the tournament. Jamal going with a fairway wood here. 14th is a tough driving hole with a hazard on the right side and trees on either side of the fairway. Looking at it with quite a bit of anxiety.
Yes, certainly anxious for the result.
Yeah.
Sir, one of a fairly long par 4, between 420 and 430 for the week round.
Yes, and also a tough driving hole actually, and that's what really, comes to the fore over here. 422-yard hole, the 14th, and what you saw there was Abhinav Lohan playing with a fairway wood here as well. And what you saw him doing was he's sort of knocking some amount of ground to make a tee with the turf, and you'll see a lot of players do that. It just helps them to actually hit it more downward, which helps them to control the start line of the ball very well and compress it a lot more. There we are having a look at the Players' Lounge.
Some VIPs in attendance, and hopefully we will see the number of spectators grow through the day. This is, of course, the last event of the PGTI's 2025 season, and heading for yet another competitive finish, Rahul. We've had, 3 playoff finishes this year? 4 actually, if you count the final stage of the qualifying school, plus the 2 Challenge Tour events, both ended in playoffs in Delhi and in Calcutta. So plenty of playoffs, and who's to say? What time will tell, of course, what will happen. But at the moment, it's a tight battle between Yuvraj Sandhu leads the way on 18 under par, and young Shubham Jaglan, first season on the PGTI, is in hot pursuit, 1 shot behind.
Manoj hitting his third shot here on the 12th hole, par 5. coming in from the rough. We saw him hitting a stellar shot yesterday on hole number 11 for his second shot from the rough itself. And let's see if he can hit this one as close as he did yesterday. And it seems to not have much of room over here, though. He's over the green.
This is where your imagination and creativity really comes out, Rahul. You've got to see shots. Many players wouldn't even see a shot here, and I'm sure players who are regularly ply their trade at this level will find a way.
Yes, Manoj is over and on the right side. This is going to be a tough up and down from here. Seems like he's hit a little bit of a runner. Is it going to stop anytime now? Anytime now. It seems to have run over on the other side of the green.
It's always going to be a very hard shot to control and check.
Yes, I think it sort of makes it very tough because you've got to make sure that the ball gets over and above that hillock that the green is placed on, and then you've got to put the stoppers on it as well. So you just got to decide which way do you want to go. And Manu Gandas has left himself a tough shot over here, coming from over the green. That's going to be tough to stop on this flag location today.
It's tucked away well left and on a slope. Ball will run away from him, so he has to play this really softly and at the same time make sure he does get to the green.
Manu hardly has any room to work with. What looks like he's playing more of a chip and run sort of an approach. Maybe he's going to bump it into the back edge, the back slope of the green, and try to stop it. Big swing there by Manu.
Of course, the first of the two par fives at Beldih.
You have to leave the golf ball here in Beldih on the front part of the greens if you are really going to be making up and downs.
Just as you called it, Rahul, it was a low bump and run, but I think he probably missed his intended target of catching the shoulder and using that as a break. The ball just skipped onto the green and ran on. I think it just underlines just how quickly this course can catch you out if you stray offline. As Rahul just suggested, staying the front part of the green is by far the better option. Leaving the green has its own share of risks.
Manoj going with a putter from the fringe over here. And, but looking at Manu's shot, there's a lot of learning over there because even though he's played that bump and run, of course, he wants to get it close to the hole. It was important for him to make sure that he goes past the hole. Otherwise, if he's getting too cute with that shot, with that tabletop back edge of the green, he could, end up leaving himself right there. So he's actually played it quite smartly. Manoj S leaving himself now a 4-footer for a par. This one's going to break a lot from the right to the left. They seem to be making this par 5 quite tough.
So the young man can leave this hole with a par to his name. You should be more than satisfied because that his recovery from the trees was such a difficult looking shot. The fact that he just kept it to the edge of the green, even if it was on the far side, is quite creditable. Manu now coming back up the hill. Long putt. Man of real unflappable temperament. You never know what's going on in his mind when you look at his face. He's always a very stoic, calm expression. No matter what the conditions, no matter what his score, no matter what the situation.
Manu Gandas has opened his final round with a birdie on hole number 1 there at Golmuri and has after that made only pars. Let's see if Manu can make this birdie putt here from about 30 feet away. Manu likes to keep his hands fairly upright in his putting stance. Very peculiar way of stroking the putt. Pretty much online, leaves it just about 2 feet short of the hole. There we have Prabhash Thakur from the PGTI and Amandeep Joel sitting pretty with the trophies. And someone put a mic on them, please.
I'm sure there's a discussion going on how and what the game plan will be for next year, Rahul. Like Amandeep suggested, there's plenty on the PGTI's plate. The new league as well, 72, the league being announced a few days ago here in Delhi. It'll be a novel format, novelty for Indian golf.
Yuvraj Sandhu on the 11th hole has left himself short of the green in 2. Playing his third shot here now. Flag location is 15 in from the front and 6 from the left. So pretty much towards the center back of the green. Greens over here are not very deep. Ooh, leaves himself a tester 15 feet away for par.
Interesting to see where Jaglan has landed up on this hole, because that's the real battle today. Yuvraj Sandhu at the top of the leaderboard on 18 under par. Shubham Jaglan 1 shot behind.
Jaglan's got the flat stick in his hand. There we have the CEO again of the PGTI, Amandeep Joel, greeting some of the visitors to the tournament. Tata Steel is among the top global steel companies with an annual crude capacity of 35 million tons. Established in Jamshedpur in 1907, the company took shape from the vision of its founder Jamshedji Nusarwanji Tata and is today one of the world's most geographically diversified steel producers, with operations and commercial presence across the world. This tournament, of course, the 18th edition of the Tata Open, being played here at Jamshedpur, very much named after Jamshedji Tata. Veer Lawat coming up from the back of the green here on the 11th. Putting for a birdie. Electing to use the flat stick from just off the green. Will still have his work cut out about 3 feet away for a par.
It's good to see a sprinkling of spectators steadily growing as we reach the business end of this tournament. Of course, being a Sunday and almost like a captive audience there, I think golf lovers all across the Steel City would do well to make their way to the Beldih Golf Club and watch the closing stages of this 2 crore Tata Open.
This putt could very well be the moment that Shubham Jaglan actually takes the lead. This could completely be a 2-shot swing over here.
Long putt.
Does he have it? Does he have it on line? And he does. Shubham Jaglan moves to 18 under par here on the 11th hole.
Much appreciated. And here you have another look. That's a long putt.
What a brilliant putt this is.
Look
Making it right at the bottom of the cup.
Perfect. And it's right into the center of the cup. Tremendous. The more I see of this young man, the more impressed I am, really. Good to see such an unflappable temperament.
Now we have Sandhu trying to protect and stay in that lead with that 15-footer coming up all the way uphill for a par. Yuvraj Sandhu to stay tied at the top of the leaderboard. Sandhu coming up with a weak one over there and would drop a shot and move down to 17 under par and play a little bit of musical chairs with Shubham Jaglan exchanging spots there.
You almost saw this coming, didn't you, Rahul? You called it before it happened. But then now this is when it starts to get interesting. He's a champion. He's a 6-time winner this year. Has won a playoff on his own, Yuvraj Sandhu. And so it'll be interesting to see how he responds. He was very quick to hit back yesterday. The moment he lost his lead for the only time to Shubham Jaglan on the second nine on day 3, he was very quick to hit back and force himself back into contention, back into the lead. So here he is again, a shot behind after this 11th hole, and with the last 7 to go after this, it will be interesting to see how things play out. Viralawat quickly and efficiently converting his opportunity. No fuss, no muss.
Joining Rahul Banerjee now here in the commentary box will be Shaurya Singh.
Thank you for that, Rahul. I think it's safe to say that we've all been impressed by the way that Shubham has conducted himself now in the lead once again. The two of them, of course, have left the field in their wake. It's definitely a two-man show, a duel in the sun here in the heart of Jamshedpur, Tata Nagar. Both of them vying for the top honors here at the Tata Open 2025. Being played at this beautiful venue, across 2 venues rather, as we have a look at hole number 12, the par 5.
Thanga is in a bit of a very similar position to where Manu Kandas was a little while ago, Shaurya. It's coming on the left side of the green. Again, a very similar approach. With little more success than Manu. Oh my goodness, that was almost, it almost went in.
Yeah, brilliant shot right there by N. Thanga Raja. As Rahul had stated earlier, it is becoming a case of musical chairs between the top two. Yuvraj now finds himself 1 shot behind Shubham. He's really being tested to the hilt here on the Professional Golf Tour of India. It's not going to come easy. It's a big title worth 30 lakh. The season ender. He is the number 1 order on the order of merit. But of course, Shubham Janglan is the young phenom playing his golf on the Americas, PGA Tour of Americas, and on the collegiate system there. He's been raised there. And now, of course, he's professional. So has really improved over the years. A product of the Golf Foundation here at Delhi. We have a look at hole number 12, Kalin Joshi, the golfer from Bengaluru. This tournament is really pivotal for a lot of reasons. It will decide the top 60 players. The top 60 players on the Professional Golf Tour of India Order of Merit get to retain their playing rights, complete playing rights. And out of that, the top 60 also get a start into the Challenge Tour events that happen. The 2 to 3 events that happen. Challenge Tour rather is a Hotel Planet Tour, which is a secondary tour of the DP World Tour. So those are considerable events for the players to play. And of course, then they have their eye set on the Indian Open, where approximately the top 25 to 30 players get in. Similarly, into the DP World Challenge, which has been confirmed yet again. So, these parts are really important for these players, not to be taken lightly at all.
Nice. Neatly done. No worries there. And if Kalin now stands to sort of move into sole 3rd place if he converts, picks up a shot here. But then he and Thanga are absolutely locked together. So both could be picking up a shot each. I beg your pardon. Thanga is putting for par. Kalin will be putting for birdie. So he could break away into a sole position of 3rd place if he converts that birdie putt. Thanga putting to stay on 12 under.
Good putt right there by Thanga. The leader group, of course, has 7 holes more to go. They have the par 5 12th. I think this will be really important. How Yuvraj handles this hole, especially his tee shot after having made a bogey, and Shubham was able to capitalize by the virtue of his birdie. I think we've already waxed eloquent about both these players. Yuvraj is gunning for a record number 7. Lucky number 7. Would that be the tale? How it turns out for Yuvraj? Set a record in terms of prize fund, victories, get on the DP World Tour. I think it's all to play for Yuvraj and of course for Shubham as well, who's been most impressive.
Kalin putt for birdie.
Yeah, safely in for a nice birdie. And he moves to 13 under par. Still 5 shots behind the leader, but he has 6 more holes to play. So never know if he can reel off 4 or 5 birdies. Get off to a really hot start here on what is the back 9. The remaining part of the back 9. And out of the golf course, some of the players really lighting it up. Shaurya Bhattacharya with a brilliant round of 5 under par of that brilliant showing at the Asian Tour qualifying. Second place position. Arjun Prasad showing some of that form that he's known for the entire year. He's completed his round and shot a brilliant 4 under par round.
This is Steel, and this is an idea. What happens when we join them? Something magnificent. Like the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, 3 times the height of the Eiffel Tower. An iconic landmark where Tata Steel's Comfloor 80 composite floor decking has played a part, making it a triumph of human inspiration. Tomorrow shaped by imagination and steel.
Tata Steel. We also make tomorrow.
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for?
अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस। जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास, जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन। इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं।
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस, थकान वाली प्यास के लिए।
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
Well, we generally have a man of the match, but right now we have men of the match, 2 people who made this event absolutely possible. I've got Mr. T.V. Narendran, the MD of Tata Steel. I've got Amandeep Joel, the CEO of the PGTI. Sir, first thing to you, today we need to speak about, today is Ratan Tata's birthday. So any special message coming out from the group to everyone?
Well, he was an inspiration for many of us in the group and outside the group. For me personally, I joined the group just before he took over as the chairman of the group, and I've seen the way he led the group over the last 30-35 years. He was always there to point us in the right direction, give us guidance whenever it was required. I also think there's a lot to learn from the way he conducted himself, the humility that he had, the dignity with which he conducted himself, and of course the perseverance that he demonstrated and the strategic acumen that he demonstrated.
So, Tata Steel has been associated with Indian golf, with PGTI for a very long time. What do you think makes this association absolutely the best?
Well, we've had a rich history of being associated with golf for many decades, and we've had many illustrious golfers, not least Alan Singh, who's been with Tata Steel for many years. Uttam used to be Tata Steel earlier. So we've had many golfers who've been with us, and we've always supported the game. Jamshedpur has a very passionate golfing community. So this is a tournament which we've supported for quite a while, and it's because it also helps us build a bridge with the community who's so passionate about golf.
So one word on this association between the PGTI and Tata Steel. And of course, we all love coming here. One of the very unique tournaments in the world, which is played across 2 golf courses.
You know, I'll give you one piece of information, Vivek. The Indian Golf Union headquarters used to be at the Tata Center in Calcutta. So that's the association of Tatas with golf. For PGTI, our foundation is built on Tata Steel. So we are very proud to be associated with Tata Steel, to have them as our partner, as our title partner, which ended this year. But we are committed to having this partnership grow and grow under the leadership of Mr. Narendran and the chairman of Tata Sons, Mr. Chandrasekharan. So we are really proud to be associated with this brand. It's a global brand now. And with Mr. Ratan Tata having made it into a global brand, I think the vision for golf in India is going to be global. And soon enough, we're going to be producing world champions.
But I'm going to say something which is pun well intended. Yuvraj Sandhu actually needs nerves of Tata Steel to go on and clinch this particular tournament. What is your prediction? Can Yuvraj get a record 7th title, or you have the youngster Shubham Jaglan right up on his back chasing him?
Well, it looks like Yuvraj is doing very well, but it's always good to have good competition, right? I'm sure the best players do even better when there's good quality competition. So I'm sure we'll see some great golf in the next hour or so.
So, could you just tell us about your golf?
I don't play golf. I only write the checks. They're happy with that, right? No, I play a lot of sports, but somehow I've not. I've always said I'll start golf when I retire. So maybe at that time. Just now, I run. I play a lot of sports.
So that's one thing on your KRA to get Mr. Narendran to start taking golf as well. Well, that's it, gentlemen. From here, it's back to the live action.
By Mr. Narendran, CEO, Managing Director. Thank you for their association with golf. Tata Steel means so much, not just for golf, but all sport in India, and it was a jovial interaction, nevertheless.
He made a good point, Mr. Narendran, that Yuvraj Sandhu will need Steel to see this, to come back from or take on this challenge that young Shubham Jaglan is throwing at him. This is starting to look like a battle of heavyweight boxers, Shaurya. They're trading punches, and no one's taking a step back. So this is going to be fascinating. These last 6 holes of this Tata Open 2025, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it pans out, because this is really, when push comes to shove, is where the champions will show their real mettle. Manu.
Hole number 13, the par 4. Manu Gandas now for his birdie. He's currently at 8 under par. Too far back to really cause any concern to the leaders. But of course, he's looking for the top 5 positions, looking to cement his status even higher, make more money. And
that just lipped out. These can be extremely testing moments for a golfer's patience.
Yeah, that goes a begging for Manu Gandas, but still a par nevertheless for him, and he'll have the tricky 14th to contend with next. The 13th hole, interesting par 4 here, plays to approximately 400 yards. Let me just get an exact yardage for our viewers. Plays to about 402 yards. Most of the players tend to hit a rescue, and the more aggressive ones with the driver, but there is a tank on the right hand side which has to be navigated.
Amardeep Malik now looking extremely colourful. Change from his usual. He's more accustomed to seeing him more in flat colours. To see him in this gorgeous pink is quite nice. Very fitting as well. A balmy day in Jamshedpur here. Yes, this entire field, no one's even wearing sweaters. Everybody's in short sleeves. Late winter's day.
Perfect weather for golf, and quite a few have capitalized on the same. Some statistics as well for our math-oriented viewers. The birdie leader this year is Kshitij Navit Kaul. My apologies. Arjun Prasad. Kshitij is the eagle leader. Arjun Prasad has made 393 birdies thus far, not counting this tournament. Shaurya Bhattacharya, the second ranked on that stat, at 388 birdies. While we have a look at Veer on the par 5 with a putter in hand. We might assume that this could be an eagle putt for Veer. Abhinav Lohan also 357 birdies, so makes a lot of birdies, does Lohan. Yuvraj Sandhu 350, but of course he's not had so many opportunities as the rest of the players. He's played fewer events. It shows you that his strike rate is a lot more higher. As Veer gets underway for his eagle putt, downhill right to left, speed should not be an issue. And I was about to say neither will accuracy. That was a beautiful putt by Veer. Should be able to make his birdie there.
Very, very good effort, Shaurya. Really, just shaved the hole. See it again for you on the replay. There you go.
We also have the statistics for eagle leaders. Kshitij Navit Kaul in with 17 eagles. Shaurya Bhattacharya leading second ranked here as well with 16 eagles. So that's a very rounded game, I must say, well-rounded game. Can make a lot of birdies and eagles, shows that he's got both finesse and power. A rare combination.
Pressure putt here for young Jaglan.
Birdie putt for Shubham.
This is an opportunity to maintain, if not build on his lead. His hard-earned lead. He's really battled all the way through today.
He's really giving it a thought.
Does take his time over his lining up his putt, which is...
He knows the importance of this one. This is rather important. Wants to make a birdie on this par 5. Is playing as the easiest hole here on this 9. I've seen a lot of red. I really do like his putting stroke. Metronome-esque. There's something that is causing him a little bit of thought or concern. He's not quite certain about the line, it seems. It would be interesting to note if he is able to make it after all those second guesses, so as to speak. No, overreading that one and misses it on the higher side. That.
So when a player steps back from the ball so many times, Shaurya, what does it suggest? That he's not really sure about his read, or you've been through
it's only one. It's only one of the two things: either the speed or the line is something that he's not quite certain of. And sometimes, you're standing behind the putt, the line looks a certain way, but when you're right over the ball, because the eye line is right over the ball, so different vantage point altogether. The line can at times look a lot more substantial when you're seeing it from behind, whereas when you stand right on top of a putt, you're not able to gauge the slope as well. So
right,
very few times that happens. And look at that, that's an eagle opportunity for Yuvraj. So he's at a blistering second shot here, and believe you me, he could get back into the lead.
Absolutely, could be another 2-shot swing right here.
This is really stellar stuff from Yuvraj to be able to come back from a bogey. This is what I admire the most about this player, able to bounce back from adversity and just a roll more. But nevertheless,
half a roll. But it will still give him a share of the lead, Shaurya, which will make him breathe a little easy. And this is really the stuff of champions, isn't it? He's like he did the same yesterday. He fell a shot behind Shubham and he bounced back immediately to level up things. So here we have a repeat of yesterday, of day 3.
Yes, the two greats, Yuvraj Sandhu, Shubham, of course, looks like he's has a promising future. He's really good off the tee, great putter. Seems like he spends a lot of time in the gym as well. There's no really chink in his armor. Good birdie. So 2 birdies and a par on this hole. But what we like most is players pushing each other towards new heights. And that's us from the studio. A warm welcome to our viewers.
So at least no damage done there. Yuvraj will be back on level terms.
It's going to be a case of nerves here, the last 6 holes. He has been pushed a few times, has Yuvraj.
And Shaurya, very heartening to see the growing number of spectators that are following this lead group. I mean, they literally see this number balloon hole by hole. And now it's a substantial following now with this final day of the season.
They do love their sport here, and they also realize that they're witnessing history in the making. This could be a record-breaking 7th victory. So they want to be a part of it, and of course, it's a good day as well. The weather is really nice.
Perfect day to step out and watch Khalin Joshi.
Khalin Joshi, Bengaluru's talent, winner on the Asian Tour, prolific ball striker. Let's see if he can make this putt and hole at number 13, the par 4. The ominous sounding 13th. It's a good putt. Should be able to make his par from there.
Not the easiest here to cater for that hump in the middle of the green.
Let's have a look at some of the other scores as well. Kushal Singh going along well at 2 under par, 9 under for the event. He, of course, wants to improve his ranking, currently 54th. And playing really well in the last few events. So top 5 would really be gilt-edged for Kushal Singh. Now a birdie putt at hole number 13. For MD Azhar, being one of the other players who's really grown in stature over the last 3-4 years. And really over-borrowed on that one. And we'll have a little bit of work coming back in order to secure his par. This week the cut was applied at 2 over par. We had a total of 53 players make the cut. Some big name players, unfortunate to have missed the cut. A lot of internationals in the field. Stepan Danik missing the cut. Joshua Seal missing the cut. Himmat Rai as well, with a 2 under par on the first day, but unfortunately missing the cut as well. Koichiro Sato, the American, also unable to make the weekend rounds here. Really competitive, and really need to have your game firing on all cylinders if you're to perform in this week, especially as it's played across 2 very different styled golf courses. So you need the finesse on one of them, as you have really slick greens at Golmuri. Beldih is a ball strikers course. You need to have the iron striking and the driver working really well for you. And the short game as well. These are small greens, coin-sized greens, and with steep drop-offs on either side. So if you're able to hit the green, you really are in the driver's seat here at Beldih Golf Club.
Cullen, of course, is currently in sole possession of 3rd place and looking to stay there with his par putt.
Cullen Joshi currently sitting at 13 under par. You know, in his mind, he still has a realistic opportunity, and I believe that if he can get to maybe post a score of 16 under par as well, at least give the leaders something to think about. He has an eagle opportunity on 16, has the firepower to get on the green, and 5 holes more to go. Maybe make about 3 birdies more, get to 16 under par, have an outside shot. Nevertheless, if he, if luck favors him, and get into a playoff.
Certainly the best placed of the chasing pack, but then you also have Veer Lawat, another long hitter, another man who can pick up shots in bunches. So still a lot to play for, but at the top, of course, it's a battle of. It's a fairly heavyweight battle.
You know how the game has changed. I remember from the years when I grew up playing golf in a lot of the army golf courses, you'd have these sayings and these adages. As we have a look at Azhar with a good putt, really self-assured on the shorter putts. Great putt from the center of the putt. From the center of the putter, my apologies. So saying he had these sayings, and you'd have those oft heard drive for show and putt for dough, and where are all the long hitters? The woods are full of them, but I think the game has changed now. It's definitely a power game. As we have a look at Thanga, not really need power on this one. Just a little bit of precision should do it. The game has changed. You had a lot more artistry in the years gone, and that's why the governing bodies of golf have decided to roll back the golf ball. I think it's going to happen somewhere in 2028, if I'm not wrong, and that ball has a lot more curvature, the previous balls, and travels shorter in the air. So you'll have shorter drives, maybe by about 5 or 7%, and the artistry probably coming back once again to the fore, because golf courses can't really defend against players who are hitting it 330. Even if you look at our professional golf tour, there's so many players who are flying it well over 300. Yuvraj, Kalin, Veer. These players hit their drivers well over 310 yards in the air, so it makes it rather difficult.
Yeah, the thing is, this is one side of the issue they have addressed. I mean, I would have also gone and taken a look at the technology in use for clubs. I mean, if you're going to match that with with even more high tech, high edge equipment, so then it really doesn't matter. I mean, if you can change the speed of the ball as much as you like, but if the club makers come up with something even better, a better springier club face, something with more whip to it, the drivers and your woods and your rescues, then it's kind of almost like a self-defeating or just a roundabout exercise. But let's see, there's still some years to go before to get to that point. Just as a weekend warrior, my take on it, if we have to play with those balls, we stand to lose on distance, which is, I think, is a premium for us.
But the rule would only apply to the professionals. It would not apply.
Does that mean they're going to make separate balls for the professional game?
Yes, that's what it seems like at this point in time. But I think it'll also take away some of the allure, because amateurs might be playing with balls that go further. So you see professionals only hitting 300, while amateurs might be hitting the same distance.
I'm sure there are very wise minds at work, but this doesn't seem like a hugely...
I think a similar thing has been done in baseball, if I'm not wrong, while we have a look at Manu Gandas here on 14. Baseball has the wooden bats and then the metal bats. I think the metal bats are only for amateurs, whereas the wooden bats are for the professional players in baseball. Maybe you can let us know in the chat if I'm right or wrong. As we have a look at Manu with this uphill right to left breaking putt on hole number 14. This is another birdie opportunity, hole 14. If you can hit a good drive, just have like a 70-yard chip coming in. And he's done it.
That's a very good looking putt there.
That looked good. A little bit of heartbreak right at the end. Manu Gandas would thus remain at 8 under par. A premature call from the commentator's booth. That putt got us excited. Got tantalizingly close.
It was a very good effort too. And for our viewers and listeners, as Shaurya suggested, do write in with your thoughts on these changes that are happening in and around the game. All of us who love the game, play it, have our own ways of looking at it. Amardeep Malik, of course, here, looking nice and floral. Oh, agonizingly short there.
Amardeep Malik, a picture of consistency on the professional golf tour of India, being a professional for, I think it's closing on 2 decades now, and plays a lot of events, very consistent, a winner as well, multiple victories, played on the Asian tour as well. When he first turned professional, the first year itself, he was able to secure a card on the Asian tour and got through the Q school. Played a lot of golf, had some good finishes on the Asian tour. Now using that pincer-like grip, holding onto that putter rather gingerly.
The lead crew back in your frame. Joint leader once again, as it was early this morning when they set out. Yuvraj Sandhu and Shubham Jaglan locked together at 18 under par.
These players have now taken the mantle from the big three of Indian golf, Jeev, Jyoti and Atwal, as they were called. Of course, Shiv Kapoor also part of that, I'd say, quartet, if not a trio. But you have quite a few, Gaurav Ghai. But at one time, you had Jeev Jyoti playing on DP World Tour, and Arjun Atwal, of course, that winner on the PGA Tour. They really took Indian golf to the next level. Now, after that, you had Gaganjeet Bhullar, who was doing really well, and Anirban Lahiri with his great finishes. That runner-up finish at the Players' Championship, I think 2 years ago, was quite the highlight. So now we're looking for these players to take our national flag to even greater heights as far as golf is concerned. We have great hopes from these players. Shubham, of course, is so promising. We've only had the opportunity of seeing him on 3 occasions, if I'm not wrong, and he's really impressed us, and each time more so.
It already has a runner-up finish, Shaurya, on the PGTI, just 3 starts, so that's good stuff.
Now here at hole number 13, would be looking to make... seems to be that on this back nine, he's taking a little more, he's being a little more deliberate with his preparation as far as the putts are concerned. Want to be a lot more certain as far as the line is concerned. Very conventional in all aspects of his game. Should break a little from the right. And that was an absolute beauty by Shubham Jaglan. Unfortunate for that not to have dropped in.
There's an interesting pattern of his scoring yesterday, Shaurya. He picked up shots in bunches on the front nine and Golmuri, and when he came to Beldih, he didn't drop a shot. I mean, he kept a bogey-free card yesterday, one of very few to do so on moving day. But he had just the one birdie, whereas Yuvraj was a little more proactive. In fact, he came back from being a shot down to level. So they went into the evening's rest, so to say, at level par 14 under. Now they're at level again at 18 under. I'm sorry, but I was just going to say, unless Yuvraj makes more out of the hole than Shubham just did.
It'll be interesting to note what this tournament, the number, what it goes at. I had predicted 21 and Rahul had predicted 19/20. Still has 6 holes to go. It seems like 21 will be rather difficult to reach. 19/20 might be the number, and that's another one goes a-begging.
But at least both of you are still in play. I mean, both the numbers, yours as well as Rahul Bajaj's.
Veer again being unfortunate, missing that putt. We saw him hit a really good putt on the last hole as well. So brilliant speed control and line control as well. Yes, we're still pretty much in the hunt, so as to speak.
Your predictions are still on track. Both of you are there. So don't worry about it.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm sitting. I'm the referee on this one. We've got some delicious cookies on the table, so whoever gets it right gets an extra cookie. So that will be me handing it out.
I think that's motivation enough for me. Let's just hope these players can make 3 birdies. Here at hole number 13. Now look at the co-leader, Yuvraj Sandhu. Often the role of a player, of course, is rather large in success, but the caddy is also very important as he has this 3-footer. Hit a really good shot in here to have this opportunity for birdie. And makes it rather easily. So he now gets the lead once again. It's really blink and you miss. The action is coming thick and fast, ladies and gentlemen. Right here from Beldih Golf Course in Jamshedpur, Tata Nagar for the Tata Open 2025. The final event of the Professional Golf Tour of India calendar offers a prize fund of 2 crore. The winner takes away 30 lakh. And if you fancy yourself to be a good golfer, and if you think you have what it takes.
This is Tata Steel, and this is an idea. So what happens when you join them? Something remarkable, like the material of the future. Fiber reinforced polymers that goes beyond steel. That is high on strength and corrosion resistance, and is cost effective. A material that will be used in foot overbridges, the insides of railway compartments, and electric vehicles, as also in infrastructure for smart cities. Tomorrow is shaped by imagination and steel.
Tata Steel. We also make tomorrow.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है.
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है. जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता जीतता है इंडिया.
Back with the action now. You have old stroke new leader back where he was and we made the turn. Yuvraj Sandhu's back in the lead now by a single shot.
This reminds me a lot of what Jeev Milkha Singh used to do, not employing a tee. In fact, just making a tuft. And a player does that to try and get the ball on a lower trajectory. More piercing sort of a shot. He's going with the 3-wood here, which does get the hazard into play. So I'm a little surprised with that choice of club.
But as we move into the final 5 holes of this year's final event, Rahul Bajaj rejoins the commentary booth, back in the commentary booth to walk you through the next few holes.
Yeah, let's see the outcome of this shot. I'm going to ask Rahul about this choice by Yuvraj on this hole. That tank is at about 285 odd yards. So 3-wood definitely gets it into play. That's why he's probably made that tuft to a low fade off of the left hand trees and let it work back into the fairway. But he's aiming for the chicken neck, so as to speak.
Sure, I hate to bring this out to you, but you're a little late to the class because we already told the viewers as to why we do this. I think you were out having your coffee when we spoke about this. But nonetheless, you're absolutely right at what you said about getting it a low ball flight, and really goes to the compression. And seems like Yuvraj has leaked that one out a little bit.
Yeah, he doesn't look too happy with that.
But should be okay. I think it should be in the rough, like the first cut perhaps.
But, my question to you, doesn't the 3-wood for him get that hazard into play? That tank on the right-hand side.
So we've been seeing actually a lot of players using the 3-wood over here. And I think maybe it's because of the headwind that you have on the hole that the players are going with that. I do think that the tank would be in play. And although because of maybe the wind that the players are going with that. Veer Alawat, of course, a much longer hitter, going with a 2-iron off the tee box over here. Shubham Jaglan also coming up now. Let's see what club he uses.
It's really interesting, a game of strategy now. Shubham also going with that rescue iron. So coming back to my point, I'm rather surprised. I'm certain that this must be the play that Yuvraj employs each and every time. That's something that suits his eye. But of course, it's fraught with danger.
Also, I'm not quite sure what kind of a flight Shubham plays, but I'm very sure that Yuvraj plays a draw shape. So, for all you know, that miss on the right side isn't even in his bag.
Yeah, let's wait and watch. That's such a nice, strong, composed swing.
Jaglana, strong swinger of the golf club, coming off that collegiate golf experience in the United States of America, really bringing some A game down to the PGTI. This is his first year as a professional golfer, and looking for his maiden victory. Yuvraj Sandhu, of course, with that birdie on hole number 13, now making things tougher, leading by 1 over Jaglan. Can Jaglan make some magic happen over the next?
Interesting to note where Yuvraj has actually ended up. Back to the action as we have a look at the players waltzing down hole number 14.
What a brilliant aerial view, Shaurya, of the Beldih Golf Club, right in the heart of Jamshedpur city. A marvel made by Tata, the Tata Steel company.
Also a word of appreciation for the drone operator, or rather the drone pilot, that's what they're called. Really earning his spurs here, doing a brilliant job. It's not the easiest. You have to be close enough yet far away at the same time. You don't want to be disturbing the players, but you want to be in the midst of the action. So I think they've managed to get the perfect blend of both.
And for our viewers right now, if you can see at the far end of this fairway, you can see that little water hazard or the water tank on the right side of the fairway. That's exactly what Shaurya Singh was referring to a few moments ago, as that could come into play for a long hitter like Yuvraj Sandhu. Yuvraj, we can see, is walking in the right rough right now, but perhaps his ball hasn't reached the hazard.
So you're right. It is indeed playing into the wind. Now you'll have this, but the shot from the rough becomes a lot more difficult, especially to this green. We've seen in years past quite a few flyers from this side of the rough, and very difficult for players to find the green from this angle, if you remember.
Firstly, the look on Yuvraj's face, as we saw on the tee box, was that of a major miss. But that's just in the first cut, so not way off the mark. But coming to the point of getting a flyer or a jumper off the rough, that certainly can be the case, and that makes it really tough for the player to judge what kind of yardage will the ball go to, and whether he can get the ball to spin on the green or stop on the green the way he wants to. While Jaglan is in the fairway, and so is Veer. So Jaglan certainly has an advantage over here. He has more of an attackable opportunity.
And he's the furthest down with his rescue of the tee. So he's definitely has a lot of horsepower as well.
Lovely to see all the patrons over here watching all of the action on the golf course, having a great day out. Sunday, of course, when this is a festive time.
And not to forget that the league is coming up in early Feb. The league is going to be an absolute game changer as far as professional golf is concerned in India. You'll also see a lot of international flavor and some big names as well. So stay tuned for that. That's going to change the complexion of professional golf, adding a little bit of team sport, maybe a La Ryder Cup sort of feel to it. So it's going to be exciting. You're going to see players from different states, and you have the cricket IPL. Now you might have the golf league going toe-to-toe with cricket in that aspect. And of course, Mr. Kapil Dev at the center of it all.
As we speak of all of this, and the 18th edition of the Tata Open, today is 28th of December, also happens to be Ratan Tata's birthday. So that being another major day for the Tata Group.
Yeah, that's a big day indeed. What a name, and what they've done for nation building. We pay our homage and our respects to Mr. Tata, what he means to all of us and the country, as we have a look at Yuvraj.
What an ominous day to be finishing this tournament on the birthday of Ratan Tata. Yuvraj Sandhu coming up from that right rough here on the 14th hole. Has he got enough firepower to be able to stop this onto the green?
It's a really difficult shot. Once you miss it in that rough, it's almost like a death kneel from there to try and get it on the green.
Well, the right miss, though, it will be on the front part. If he can leave that ball on the front edge, he will certainly give himself a very makeable up and down. The only place that you don't want to be on these greens is on the sides or the back of the green. That's where the up and downs are nearly impossible from.
Brilliant aerial view showing you what happens if you hit your tee shot on the left-hand side.
Veer Alawat from the fairway here. Currently 12 under par for the tournament.
I look for this to be close. Ideal territory, maybe about 130 odd yards, 20 for Veer, and it's about 20 feet left. Good shot by Veer Alawat there.
Been in a fairly friendly place on this hole today. 13 in from the front and 10 from the right, leaving it fairly in the middle of the green. So making it a very attackable flag location. Jaglan, of course, needing to attack this one.
Yeah, you can put the pressure back on Yuvraj. Oh, it's a very underwhelming shot there. Underclubbed it, or a little bit of a miscue or something to do with the wind. A little surprising there.
Very surprising shot. Jaglan leaving himself nearly 5 or 6 yards short of the green. Probably either a poor hit or maybe just clubbed it one club less.
Up and down is not confirmed either from there. You have that steep embankment and the green and the flag being at the front. It's a tricky up and down now for him.
And moreover, Shaurya, this is the time that he needs to take off because Sandhu currently is one shot ahead of him, and from the rough, I think Sandhu has already placed himself in a fairly decent spot for his third shot. So Jaglan has to take his chances, and there's no time like now.
Just trials and tribulations, the things that happen when you're trying to win your inaugural event on the Professional Golf Tour of India. There's maybe a little bit of pressure as well that adds to it. Wind as well, we've seen that can be a factor, especially here on this tree-lined hole. You can have those gusts of wind that can sort of buffet, ball down, and can happen at any time. So, unbeknownst to the player, sometimes that can be something that catches the ball. So we're not quite certain, but what we do know that Yuvraj has dodged a bullet, so as to speak.
Brilliant view of the green, as we saw from the aerial vision, thanks to the drone pilot. There's these two bunkers on the front and the front left of the green that actually guard it.
You're talking about being a drone pilot. I know that you're a very serious personality, Rahul. Have you ever played any of the video games where you operate a drone?
I think we should do that, though.
Those Call of Duty games, I think you're far too serious for that. Of course, for somebody like me, who've been gallivanting here and there, I've played a few of those, and reminds you a little bit about those games, this drone view.
I think being a drone pilot might be a pretty serious business too, my friend.
Yeah, sounds like it's could be a calling for many to be a drone pilot.
Yuvraj has gone slightly over the green, but I think he's got plenty room there to work with. So should be in a fine place to make an up and down. But
this is what can happen, as I stated. We've seen it
Wow,
after year from players on the final round hitting that right rough. The ball really does take off from there.
Wow, that is going to be one tough shot.
Yeah, but the good thing is he has some green to work with, so can be a little aggressive.
Yes, also, coming off this kind of a rough that you have here at Beldih, it can be tough to judge the shot. Let's see what Yuvraj does from this location.
Yeah, you
of
can
course,
see that
he's the number one on the order of merit. If anyone can, he certainly is the one.
Yeah, it was going to be a testing shot out of that crab grass that really does grab onto the hosel. Will need to be aggressive from here as well. Doesn't want to leave it short either. So sort of stuck between Devil and the deep blue sea here. We'll need to commit to this shot and ensure that the hosel doesn't turn over and be able to utilize the bounce, my apologies, and get some spin on it as well. I'd say anything inside 10 or 15 feet is a good shot from here.
Well, anything which is makeable from here is good. As long as he gets his up and down and moves without dropping a shot, I think that's what is required over here. Unfortunately, he leaves it in the jaws over there. Needed to pitch that one on the green for sure.
Yeah, difficult shot coming from that grass. You can't really be that aggressive. So you can understand that why that would have happened, and also maybe try to get a little too cute to ensure his par. Maybe he should have just aimed to get about 20 feet.
We couldn't quite tell that he had hit it over the green, but Jaglan surely saw that ball going over the green. Do you think there's something over there which made him give that one a bit of a, not a full hit on that shot? Because from over the green, it is a tough up and down, no matter which green you're playing at Beldih.
Yes, it's always very difficult once you overshoot them. Jaglan, though, out with the putter, so that's a good sign. That means that he has a fairly decent lie and also even path between him and the green. So putter out means that's a predictable surface. That's well done by him. Should be able to make his par.
Jaglan now has got about 4 feet remaining for a par, while Yuvraj Sandhu has got nearly 30 feet from over the green.
I think it's a good strategy to have. When in doubt from off the green, use the putter.
When would you do that, Shaurya? And what kind of courses would you usually do that at?
Well, anywhere that you can get a good lie. The ground is fairly even between yourself and the fringe, and you're not really feeling up to it as a, as a connoisseur of chipping. And if you're not that, if the lie is not amenable, of course, somebody like Shubham Jaglan is really adept at chipping well. But sometimes the lie can dictate what kind of club you use. We've seen players use chippers off the green.
We might be, for our viewers, the tournament this week is playing on preferred lies. So what you're seeing over here is Yuvraj has actually marked his golf ball just off the green because the courses are playing on preferred lies. And having said that, you are playing in a couple of weeks at the Kenswell Golf Club just outside of Ahmedabad at the qualifying school. and that course sometimes when it's dry, when it's on the drier side, can allow you to hit a lot of putters from off the green.
Well, that's a really good putt, isn't it? Really judged to
Absolutely.
perfection.
Brilliant putt here by Yuvraj Sandhu. And while we just saw that, why don't you answer what I just asked you?
And I'm already starting to feel the pressure, even though I haven't even gone there. So,
Although I do wish that you hit 18 out of 18 greens every day in regulation.
That would be indeed a dream come true, even to hit anything like 12 or 13 per day. So I'll take what I get.
Like I said earlier, Shaurya Humble Singh, a great ball striker that he is. The quicker he gets to the green, the better for the rest of the players.
Well, I always get the last tee off, so that's something to look forward to. Well, we get back to the action. Veer, in fact, had a brilliant shot in here. Was able to. He has great flight control, doesn't he? You really like his swing and the ability to control his ball flight.
Very strong ball striker. He's he's got a very penetrating ball flight, and compresses the ball a plenty. Very simple looking golf swing, and with that experience on the DP World Tour, and a birdie there for Veer Alawat, moves back to 13 under par. So as all this experience that on the DP World Tour just this year, I think he would have learnt a lot about controlling the ball flight, just because of the conditions that the players have to play in Europe. They are playing week after week in windy conditions, rainy conditions, and different weather conditions, and that really forces you to learn different ball flight controls. Let's take a look now at Shubham Jaglan coming up for a par.
We've seen Shubham on the last few putts be a little more deliberate. Let's see if he's able to get this one. Really important putt if he's to win this tournament. Beautiful.
Sticks around. Shubham Jaglan would stay at 18 under par. Yuvraj Sandhu joining him. Lead goes down to 18 under for the tournament. Sandhu still has a little bit of work left. He's got about 4 feet for his bogey here on the 14th hole.
Let's look at both of us here in the commentary box while we see Yuvraj line up for his bogey putt. Uphill putt. I'd say that's a little easier than the one that Shubham had.
He's going to break a little bit from the left, but stays fairly straight most of the way. A lovely putt here by Yuvraj Sandhu, stroking another putt with authority. Stays at 18 under par now, and joined alongside Jaglan for the lead.
Interesting the way this tournament is going. These two players.
Things always have a way of becoming interesting. The drama sort of always comes along. We've seen this, Shaurya, week after week here on the PGTI. There is someone or the other there who kind of comes up and makes things very interesting. And this week, of course, it's Jaglan and Sandhu at it.
Yes, it's never been easy on the professional golf tour of India. Even though the players are at 19 or 18 under par, they still manage to find company. They're not quite left alone. So such is a standard of play, and we must thank everybody who's associated with the game, because that's how it's been made to happen. The tour partners, I'll just talk about a few of them. Victorious Choice is an entity inspired by the philosophy of Choice International Limited, and then you have IndusInd Bank. IndusInd Bank Limited has been redefining banking for the last 30 years. And has been a force for progression and innovation, offering an elevated banking experience for its diverse range of stakeholders, including government entities, PSU, retail customers, and large corporations. Then you have Amrutanjan Electro Plus. Amrutanjan Electro Plus is something that you must have if you're exerting yourself on the field of sport. Amrutanjan Healthcare Limited is a 127-year-old company with a rich legacy, and best known for its iconic brand Amrutanjan Pain Balm, something that I often utilized in winters when the back is a little stiff. It really does help you. Then you have Amul. If you have to hit the ball far, you better get your dose of Amul. It's India's largest food brand and the 8th largest dairy company globally. The iconic brand Amul has helped country emerge as the world's largest milk producer. So get your calcium in and hit the ball far. And Campa for your Zid. You're nothing if you're not adamant. How are you going to win tournaments? So you need that Zid. And Campa powers your Zid. And Campa X Fizz. Campa's fizz that fires you up. So you need a little bit of a Zid and you need a little bit of fire. And there, the solitary figure, Mr. Sampath Chari. He's a tournament director. Keeps the players on their heels and slow players like yours truly scampering on. And Rolex, of course, a brand that is synonymous with elegance and class. And the association with golf dates back to 1967, where Arnold Palmer was the first testimony. What a classy gentleman, Arnold Palmer, how much he means to the game of golf. And the partnership now is growing stronger. Rolex is associated with big governing golf bodies and tours. And long may this partnership continue as we go back to hole number 15.
15th here at Beldih is a 415-yard par 4. Pretty straightforward hole, fairly wide off the tee, but gets kind of tougher when it comes to the second shot as the green is fairly stamp-sized over here.
Now we'll welcome your namesake back to the commentary booth, Mr. Rahul Banerjee.
Pin on this hole is also 13 in from the front and 12 from the right. Again, a fairly attackable flag location. All three players finding themselves right in the middle of the fairway. Of course, Yuvraj Sandhu running himself by the other players by a few yards, giving himself the last shot on this hole. And of course, while we ran through all of those tour partners of the PGTI, this is the Tata Open 2025, hosted by Tata Steel. Tata Steel is among the top global steel companies with an annual crude steel capacity of 35 million tons, established in Jamshedpur. That is exactly where this tournament is happening right now, also called as Tata Nagar. And this entire town is built around the Tata Steel factory. And there we are now on the 17th hole. And I am now joined alongside by Mr. Banerjee. Rahul, welcome back to the hot seat.
Thank you, Shaurya. Thank you, Rahul. Good to be back here. And things are heating up very, very nicely indeed as we get to the pointy end of this event. Former Indian Open winner Siddiqur Rahman on screen. And yes, this is really tantalizing battle as it's developing. Now we're back at 18 under par is the shared lead between Shubham Jaglan and Yuvraj Sandhu as we set out. And also, Rahul, I just also like, it's interesting to make the point that with the 72, the league coming up next year, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be watching proceedings today, and many of these players are proven entities, but, potential owners, people who already decided to buy teams, will be looking very, very closely at, the younger talent that we're seeing is somebody like Shubham Jaglan, for example, Manoj S., Shaurya Bhattacharya, the younger crew. There's going to be a lot of interest on this day's proceedings.
100%, Rahul. I'm sure all the sponsors and the team owners, probably the team captains, and I'm sure some of those teams are going to have their coaches all right now hunting down who are the players that they would like on their team. And Gaurav Pratap Singh there on the 17th hole with the flag perched up on the right side of the green, just misses it off the green on the right side, giving himself very short space to work with. I think though that the flag is 6 in and 5 from the left. So let's just find out shortly as to where he's landed his golf ball there. And there we are back with the leader group on the 15th hole with that flag location 13 in from the front. It's going to be interesting to see where these players land up. And yes, of course, you're going to be seeing all of the scouts, so to speak,
Absolutely.
looking for the players. And that's kind of what happens, when it comes to collegiate golf. There are coaches always hunting around for who are the next champions. And I think that might be absolutely right. And hopefully they're all viewing this tournament right now online, as well as maybe some of them are even there at Tata Nagar
Absolutely.
viewing it.
The scouts, the team mentors, the captains, likely owners, they're going to be watching this with a lot of, because like the IPL over the years has created an ecosystem where you have an entire network of people, looking for new talent. But this is a greenfield event which is coming up next year, and Shubham Jaglan certainly will be very, very high on the list of more than one potential buyer. This young man has really impressed. His very short stint with the PGTI, his approach shot on 15.
Shubham needs to make some sort of a damage over here. And he does. What a brilliant golf shot over here by Shubham. Really adding that spin on that golf ball and stopping it well within 6 feet for a birdie opportunity on the 15th.
Yeah, over the years, let's watch this shot again. Very easy, beautiful, easy swing. Some nice ball tracking there by our camera crew. Plenty of spin on the ball, and this is what all of us who watch golf around the world hear commentators referring to, having the ball dance around the pin. And I think all of our viewers have just seen a very, very fine example of that. Veer Rawat now.
Mind you, these are some of the best golfers in the world. The competition here on the PGTI is second to none. Veer Rawat also spinning that one back to a hole high location, but plenty about 20 feet away from the hole. And, really, Rahul, we've been seeing this year on year. The quality of golf has been improving. And I do not think that today Indian golfers are further away from any, tour in the world. They are good enough to be anywhere. And they are some of the finest golfers in the world. And having said that, Yuvraj Sandhu now coming up from the fairway. Yuvraj, of course, now has his work cut out. What do you think right now must be going through his mind, Rahul?
I'm a really interested spectator today to see how this plays out, because this man is sitting on the cusp of history. He can become the most successful player in a single season in PGTI history. He has a lot riding on this game, on these last 4 holes. The young man who's playing alongside really has no pressure at all. And what a shot! Shot of a champion there, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't it, Rahul?
What a response that was. Nehle pe dehla, as one would say.
This is really, I've said it earlier. Just watch this. Again, some great camera tracking by our camera guys. Look at that spin. Wow.
Absolutely amazing control on those shots displayed by all of the 3 players. And of course, Jaglan shooting that one in at about 5 feet for a birdie opportunity. And then there comes Sandhu. He says, I'm not backing down, my friend.
I made the point earlier. It was watching 2 heavyweights in a boxing match. I think I'll change that. This heavyweights take a long time to hit. This is a middleweight fight. They're throwing punches left, right, and center. This is a real slugfest. And how thrilling is this? The last day of the year, in terms of the schedule, one of the biggest events on the calendar, and 2 fine golfers going head to head. No one's taking a step back, Rahul. It's like, you doing something, I'm going to match you. You've done this, let me see what I can give you in response. It's fascinating. It's fabulous. It shows, like you said, the depth of the game in this country at the professional level, the sheer mettle of these players. No one's, cracking. This is intense pressure. And like I said, Yuvraj Sandhu on the cusp of making history. Shubham has got so much to prove. And we go back to that 72, the league. The stakes have gone up massively in this last, say, ever since the league was announced. So there's so much to play for. The pressure must be unbelievable.
Actually, now that we've spoken about it, thanks to you, that you put that thought into my head as well now. And actually, come to think about it, it's not just about finishing in the top 60 this year, even for the players who are, let's say, somewhere between 40th to 60th. Only if they were, to play well over these last few weeks, which since the announcing of the league, they are really going to be picked up by some team owners. And that's what's going to be really interesting and very important for the players. In fact, that's really few extra tournament opportunities, if I may, for a lot of the players.
And let's also, since we've heard Amandeep Joel make this point, it's not just the top 60 or the top 100. Everybody is in play. Everybody who's a member of PGTI. And look, every team has 10 players. You have a roster of 10. We'll go back to that in a minute. Veer Rawat with his birdie putt.
Veer is the first one to putt as he's further away and leaks that one out a little bit on the low side. A little tap in should do for a
So,
par.
going back to that point, now you have a roster of 10 to fill. Obviously, you have a budget cap, whatever it is, will be announced. We'll come to know in the days to come. But you can't have only stars. You're going to need a good number of, solid players down the line to, make up maybe your 4 balls, 4 stones, whatever the format comes up. So it's not necessarily the top 60. Everyone in the PGTI is in play, which is a fabulous thing to happen because they don't go away from this season feeling like I have to either go to Q school or whatever. They do have another opportunity to stay in the game, make some money out of it, and then come back to the PGTI. So it's broadened the ecosystem. It's widened the scope of what is available to golfers in the years to come. And so it's really, I mean, the more I look at it, the more interesting this whole these last 36 holes and what has come before and what is to come ahead is becoming, literally.
Sandhu to putt first. He's got about a 6-footer. This putt should break a little bit from the left to the right. Maybe a ball from the left of the hole is what the line should be. Let's see if Sandhu can hole his birdie first, adding on that little extra layer of pressure onto Jaglan. Sandhu knows the importance of this. He knows Jaglan is really going toe-to-toe with him. Ooh, that'll be a bogey-free round. It's a 3-under par for the day. 12 under for the tournament. Colin Joshi, of course, the man on our screens right now, trying to do something special himself. 13 under par for the tournament at a tie for third position alongside Veer Lawat.
Collins had a fairly sedate second 9 round. He's picked up one shot, of course, but string of pars thereafter.
That's kind of just the nature of this course, right, Rahul? The Beldih course, it becomes a lot tougher because of the tree line as well as the nature of the greens. They're very stamp-sized, small-sized greens, and they are all newly relayed. So, that kind of adds to the toughness of this side of the 9. Is you have to show caution over here across all of the shots.
Colin now back in a share of third place alongside Veer Lawat. It's not the easiest of putts. Had to cater for that fairly substantial hump in the middle of the green.
A bit of an assumption from me, but I think he might be here in 2. Putting for an eagle, but certainly an assumption as of right now. Mohammad Azhar, very makeable putt opportunity over here. Just about 15 feet away. Mohammad Azhar trying to read the slope there with his feet.
Probably the last real birdie opportunity on this closing stretch, Rahul.
Ball should break a little bit from the right to the left. Yes, certainly, the Beldih course anyway gives you very less number of opportunities. And Mohammad Azhar will have to settle for a par over here. Azhar, after a good round yesterday, not having his best of showings currently. 6 under par for the tournament. Settles for a par and moves into the 17th hole at the same score. Currently at a tie for 14th position. That has dropped about 8 positions today owing to that 2 over par. And that really goes to show you the density of the field, the toughness of the course. And, just by, dropping a shot or 2, you could lose so many positions on that leaderboard. Speaks volumes about the quality of golf that we are all getting to view here. Right here in our country. One of the strongest domestic tours across the world, ladies and gentlemen. The PGTI, Professional Golf Tour of India. Players from across the world come here to compete.
And you've seen the number of overseas players grow substantially, Rahul, ever since the PGTI opened its doors to everybody. And we have players coming from Europe, from further parts of Asia, even from the United States.
Body putt here for Cullen Joshi. So seems like I guessed it right. He was here in 2. About 6 feet away. Maybe just under that. Cullen Joshi
Lovely.
makes another moves to a solo third position at 14 under par. Talking about all the prominent foreign players in the field, N. Thangaraja on our screens is no stranger to that. Thangaraja comes in from Sri Lanka and currently is the number 2 on the order of merit here on the PGTI. Also a multiple winner on the tour.
Certainly had his best season on the PGTI, Rahul. I don't think he's ever finished this high on the merit list. So, and credit to him more so because if you remember a few weeks ago, we'll wait for this putt. Lovely, nice. A few weeks ago, Colombo and all of Sri Lanka was devastated by the cyclone, and he flew home to be with his family. I think missed a couple of events during that spell. Came back and has come back strong. He said, "My wife actually asked me, don't you've done what you could for us. Now you go back and do what you do for yourself." So great mental strength, immense fortitude. Amardeep Malik tidying up there very nicely. So it just shows at how many levels the pressures can be there on a player which you and I, the people looking on never ever get to see.
No, incidentally, I was having a little chat with Thangaraja at the event at the Delhi Golf Club just a few weeks ago, and he was mentioning to me that he will have to go back home for a couple of weeks and will have to miss a tournament or two here in India because of the visa stipulations for him. So there's only, I think, if the player has, if any citizen from Sri Lanka has spent about 180 days plus already in India, then they're sort of over their allowed stay in the country, and that sort of left him in a tough position because all of the heavy events here on the PGTI's calendar were to happen after that.
Done him no harm at all. He's still second on the order of merit, so which is even more creditable then.
Yes.
He had to cope with visa issues as well as what happened at home in Colombo. So it's huge. Hats off to this man.
Absolutely, there's so much more than meets the eye for professional golfers or any professional athletes for that matter, or anyone for that matter. What we see on the surface is only what we see on the surface. What's happening beneath is really all of those layers adding to the pressures of life and livelihood and so on and so forth.
And the good thing is, this is becoming, at least it's being brought out into the open. I mean, if I can go back to the Women's World Cup and Jemima Rodriguez, literally parading her mental issues to the world. And it's a very good thing to happen because these are the things that need to be talked about so they can be dealt with. But that's a different matter and a different issue, but it's such a healthy development to see. In the meantime, this extremely long hitter, Cullen Joshi, was on that par 5. He was on the dance floor in 2. That's a 600 plus yard hole. And he putted for eagle. So again, testament to not just power of the mind, but the power of the shoulders and the arms of this man.
And due to all of these trials, that's why these players have got the nerves of Tata Steel and also have a little bit of Amul right there for their enjoyment of their breakfast. And of course, there's a little bit of IndusInd Bank there to be able to handle all the money that they're able to make on the tour. What a brilliant shot here by Cullen Joshi, setting himself up for yet another birdie opportunity from about 10 feet.
Cullen is really on a roll. He's playing some absolutely magnificent golf. And like you and Shaurya made the point, getting birdies on this stretch at Beldih is not easy, but he's picked up 2 shots already and very much in line for the third. So huge credit to this man. Hits the ball a long, long way and making the most of that ability.
May I now call upon the hopeful for the PGTI Q School, Shaurya Singh.
You never know. Next year we might see Shaurya in a similar position, given by he's going to be going to Q school, and from commentary box to the back to the fairways and tees would be a pleasant transition, I'm sure, Shaurya.
Well, sorry to burst the bubble, but I've been doing that for quite a few years. It's an annual pilgrimage that results in resounding heartbreak. I only go there to enjoy myself.
But you're a tough guy. It doesn't seem to have bothered you unduly.
Oh, well, life.
Tata Steel.
Nerves of Tata Steel. And hole number 17, we learned from our title sponsor not to take any disappointment to heart and take it in our stride. That's a good shot right there. Coming a little short. About 25 feet for birdie. As they say, if life hands you lemons, make lemonade. So I've been making a lot of lemonade. So that's the long as we have a look at Shubham here. T-shirt was looking a lot like Amardeep Malik's. With his one-handed approach, it's quite the time to employ that. He's done that. He does that on quite a few instances, and I must say that he really does have nerves of Tata Steel to do that with one hand in this situation. Kudos to him.
He locked his left firmly behind his back before he took that shot to make sure it wouldn't. I've never seen this.
No, I've seen him do it in the previous weeks, but not that often. There are certain kind of shots that he favors this approach. I think we'll need an interview with him to understand
remarkable
how and why he does that and how he's able to execute it so well. Courage under fire.
Sandhu himself also off the green.
Look, Mama, no hands. So brilliant shot nevertheless. One-handed. Why use two when you're so good with one? And look at some of the other scores where we have a look at our leader, our co-leader, Yuvraj Sandhu. 18 under par. Cullen Joshi climbs up to 4 behind the leader. So he's not yet quite given them something to think about. They're pretty much in a tussle, this duo. But maybe if he can finish with 2 more birdies and get to 16 under par, you never know. Looking on the outside, from the outside looking in. Veeralawat Kushal Singh making another birdie, moving to 9 under par. So really good showing by young Kushal, based out of Gurugram, and affably called Rocky. So Rocky Balboa is on the up. And who's going to deliver the knockout punch here between Shubham and Yuvraj? Both of them also playing like heavyweight pugilists, as mentioned by my co-commentator. So is this going to be the thriller in Manila? Sure is turning out to be the thriller in Jamshedpur. Hole at number 16, third shot for Yuvraj Sandhu.
That's quite a super putt from that distance, Shaurya.
And that's well judged from Yuvraj Sandhu. Had to putt over multiple levels. Now gives himself a 7-footer for birdie.
Also, before you joined us, Shaurya, we were just talking about the fact that there will be a lot more interest in this closing stretch, because with the 72, the league coming up and the teams yet to be decided, team owners, team principals, coaches, talent scouts will be all looking at these last few holes of the season very, very carefully and with great interest, because even somebody like Kushal Singh making a late run up the leaderboard would have probably forced himself into contention. He may not have been there 2 weeks ago, but given his recent run of form, so there's a lot more at play than we are just seeing on the screens in front of us, which is fabulous. It's good to see.
This performance, of course, will be looked at favorably by the teams and the selectors. It's going to be interesting. 60 golfers, and they can select them from outside the top 60 as well. Some international stars are confirmed already. So it's, you're right about the players from the outside looking in. This is a great place to showcase their ability. And, of course, players like Shubham, Yuvraj, Cullen are already a seal. But for the other players who maybe Kushal as well, he's top 60. So he also But of course, you get a favorable look in with such a good performance. Youngster like Manoj, they're definitely going to be sought after.
Yeah, Manoj, Shaurya, think about Shubham Jaglan, all of them are coming, finding space in that.
Now we're coming up. Long putt here, an eagle effort. That it's a good effort by him. About a 3-footer coming back for his birdie. So that should, if he's able to make that, would get him to 14 under par in alongside Kalin H. Joshi from Bengaluru. The order of merit leader is our co-leader Yuvraj Sandhu at 1 crore 61 lakh, and we'll be setting a record of sorts. Maximum amount of prize money. If he can win this tournament, would send the all-time record on the Professional Golf Tour of India. 7 victories. It's never been done before. And Thanga Raja second on the order of merit. Shaurya Bhattacharya in with a sublime 5 under par today in third position. On the order of merit, Arjun Prasad at fourth position, 92 lakh. Manu Gandas in fifth position with 81 lakh. Shubham now with his birdie putt. It's almost a case of you miss, I hit now. They just have 2 more holes and this green, so these putts are really important. Walking in with a 1-shot lead over 2 holes is a slight margin, but a lead nevertheless. Let's see if he can hold this one. Oh, he's really throwing down a marker and putting pressure on Yuvraj Sandhu. Can Yuvraj answer him? He's been tested to the hilt and being made to go the distance. What a brilliant player Shubham is turning out to be. Fantastic.
Absolutely nerveless with the putter. Absolutely. He's let nothing shake him.
He's experienced campaigner, having played a lot of golf in America on the collegiate system, and of course he's earned the hard yards.
He's still a rookie in the professional world, and look at the way he's standing up to an experienced player like Yuvraj and all the pressure that Yuvraj is mounting. So huge credit to this young man.
This putt becomes a lot more difficult because you've already seen Shubham make a putt. Now he knows that this is a sort of a must-make putt. Not much break in this putt, so can be a little aggressive. Maybe turning a thimble from the right, so that makes it a little easier than a left-right putt. I think he'd favor those more. Very assertive, didn't take much time. Look at that. That's the reason that he's won 6 times. We've seen that in playoffs and all kind of situations. He barely took about 10 seconds on that. And that tells you about how assertive he was. Didn't really think too much about it. Right center, firm in the whole center. Brilliant, really.
Champion's response, no doubt. Absolutely. This is no wonder that he is in line for a record-breaking 7th win this season, Shaurya.
Yeah, not a case of nerves anywhere between these two players. It's going to be decided on just golfing prowess and nothing else, and that's what you like to see. They both cut from a different cloth, it seems. Really good courage under fire, infallible, and Veer Alawat, also a proven champion, number 1 on the order of merit last year, drains another birdie.
And was putting to join Kalin Joshi in 3rd place. So they're back together again. $14 under par is where Veer Alawat and Kalin Joshi are, tied for 3rd behind the 2 leaders who have been slugging it out for the last 36 holes, toe to toe. No one's taken a step back.
Yeah, there's an aerial look at hole number 18, the slight dog leg to the right-hand side. You have these trees enveloping the hole on either side. The driver is the club of choice with a little bit of left to right movement. Then you're left with about 110, 100-yard shot, depending on how long you can hit it. If the wind is into the player, then you can get up to 135, 145 yards, even longer for the medium hitters. So a lot depends on the direction in which the wind blows. Currently, it seems a rather quaint and calm. It's perfect weather for golf. That nice winter afternoon. And the players line up here at 17th. None of them blinking at the moment. It's exciting stuff. All happening here in the heart of Jamshedpur, Tata Nagar. This tournament has been a resounding success. The tour has come back here for umpteen years. The players really do love these golf courses, both of them offering a different challenge. And, as they say, the cream rises to the top. And that's something that has happened this week. The best are atop the leaderboard. Shubham, Yuvraj, Kalin, Thangaraja, Veeralawat, Kushal Singh. Making his mark amongst the heavy hitters is Kushal Singh. He's finished the round at 2 under par, a 9 under par total. So brilliant showing by Kushal Singh. Followed by Manu Gandas, former number 1, 2 under for the tournament. Veeralawat on the tee, first to go, hole number 17. The 17th plays to 188 yards on the scorecard, and the pin is right at the front. So playing to about 180. So for a long hitter like Veer, that can even be an 8-iron. Nice high draw 8-iron for Veer, or maybe a sawed off 7-iron. It's drawing right to left. That might be an 8-iron, going with a long, hard 8-iron.
Beautiful shot. Safely on the dance floor, Veeralawat. Back in a tie for third place alongside Kalin Joshi on 14 under par. A bunch of players have gone 5 under. That's the low score of the day. Vasu Sehgal and Shaurya Bhattacharya having finished their rounds are both 5 under. And 4 of the top 5 are also 5 under for the day. All of them.
Look at Shubham. That looks like it started a little right, unless it's turning back. It's turned back a little bit too much. And now he'll have his work cut out from there. It's definitely advantage for Yuvraj if he can hit it within 15 feet.
So has Shubham Jaglan opened the door just a little bit for Yuvraj Sandhu?
Yeah, he certainly has. Now let's see if Yuvraj can capitalize. I think anywhere 20 feet right of the flag and drawing in should be fine. He's pretty good with the putter, so it doesn't need to go right at the flag, because that brings that left trap into play. The one that Shubham would probably find himself in. A little surprised that he overdrew that one.
Yeah, there was a lot of right to left on that.
Also might be a in-between yardage for the players. It's playing to about 180, so they're somewhere between an 8 and a 7. Given the prodigious lengths they hit it, all of them hit a 7, 8 and probably 175, 177 yards. So depending on the wind condition, maybe there was a thought of doubt whether to go with an 8-iron or a 7. And we also got an update. Yuvraj, in fact, used a 5-wood on hole number 14. That wasn't a 3-wood, so hence it was 20-yard shot. Of course, that there is a little bit of academical history right now, but let's see, that is starting out right. Drawing now. And that's a good shot. That's about 15 feet left over the bunker. And that's an outside shot at birdie, about 15, 17 feet. So he's done well.
पढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है
मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने एक चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for? अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस। जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास, जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन। इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं।
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस, थकान वाली प्यास के लिए।
Back to the action. Here at the penultimate hole of the final tournament for the calendar year, the biggest one, the Tata Open 2025, being played at the Golmuri and Beldih golf courses. Currently in view is Beldih golf course, where the players would be completing their round, the top 25 players. And it's been a difficult trying setup playing across two courses, but our top four players are all in with rounds of 5 under par at this point in time. Shubham, Yuvraj, Khalin, Veer. The quartet is at 5 under for the day. And apart from them, we've had Arjun Prasad, number 4 on the order of merit, also shoot a 4 under par. Ravi Kumar, 4 under par. And Jaraj Sandhu, Harsh Gangwar also at 3 under par for the day. 5 under for Vasu Sehgal. That's here at hole number 17. Shubham and Yuvraj tied at 19 under apiece. Shubham, of course, has his work cut out. Not much green to work with. But he's really good from the bunkers, has really good technique. Flares at club face open and utilizes the bounce. A brilliant practitioner of the short game. I'm pretty certain that he'll be utilizing both his hands. We've seen him use one hand on the previous hole. I don't think that's something that he would employ from the bunkers. Let's see how he does. Really nice setup. He's somebody that you want to try and emulate. And yeah, he's done well again. That's a good shot. Leaves around 10 feet. Trying putt, nevertheless. It's going to be testing for him. It seems like the ball is squarely in Yuvraj's court. Shubham has a 10-footer in order to secure his par.
I certainly wanted a slightly better result, Shauna, because he did really well, of course, to come out of where he was. But I think the slope kind of tricked him because this ball just died as it reached that.
Yeah, somehow the ball also nestles down in a lot of these bunkers, especially depending on the angle at which it came into the bunker. These are smaller bunkers, so that also seems to have been a factor there. You can tell a lot about the strike, the way he swung it and the way the ball came out. Otherwise, he's able to put a lot of spin on it. And on that instance, that wasn't the case. So I think that can maybe be a case of where the ball or how the ball was lying. Yuvraj going with the putter just off of the green.
Growing band of spectators as this season ender comes to its conclusion. The final two holes of 2025 being played out in front of you. Yuvraj Sandhu, of course, has been in the lead from day 2, either by himself or in a share of it. This could be very, very critical to his. If he can make something out of this, with very little left to play, just one hole to go, he will have taken what could be a very critical.
Yeah, so this week we're playing lift, clean, and place, and the reason that's done because some of the lies have been gathering a little bit of mud. The fairways are beautiful at this golf course, but just owing to that factor, so as to eliminate any sort of chance or luck involved in the lie. That's why the players have been afforded the luxury of a preferred lie. And I must also call out, the ground staff and the greenskeepers. They've done a brilliant job across the two courses to be able to give these players such a good canvas to draw on, so as to speak. Using the putter, which seems to be the prudent choice, especially at this stage. Let's see how that putt does. It looks good. It looks good. Oh, that came agonizingly close. I'm surprised how that stayed out.
Terrific putt.
The crowd's out in numbers.
The pressure now back on young Jaglan. He has to putt to stay alongside Sandhu.
Yeah, this is indeed a cauldron. The pressure is on. Let's see if Shubham can answer yet again. It's a difficult putt that he faces. It's a considerable break from the right, but he would have benefited by seeing Yuvraj's putt the way that turned, almost going over his intended line, the Shubham will have. So maybe helped a little bit. I won't be surprised if he makes it. He's got somewhat of a read on it, and he has been troubled over the last few holes. He's taken a little more time because there's been a little bit of seed of doubt as far as the lines are concerned. I think on this putt he won't have any doubt. He's already seen Yuvraj's putt travel over that, so I look for him to hit a very assertive putt here. Hole number 17. Oh, really nice putt by Veer as well. Unfortunate for that to have toppled into the hole.
Well, having had a good teach from Yuvraj's line, interesting to see what this young man makes of it.
I'd implore our viewers to head on over to our website, www.pgtofindia.com. The new season would be announced soon enough, and you'll see a beeline of tournaments, like so many good tournaments, stellar events, and associate sponsors, and so on and so forth. You can see where the tour travels and when it travels to your state and your city. You can book your tickets on Book My Show, and at a very nominal fee, and see the best in the business in the flesh. Now let's see this downhill, right to left. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. And my prediction indeed does come true. This guy,
astonishing.
He's really got ice running in his veins. Shubham, he's not going to give it up. He's going to take him the distance. And this is reminding me of great battles of the past where two players are egging each other on. You also saw the wonderful sportsmanship by Shubham Jaglan on the 16th when UV made that putt. Shubham, in fact, gesticulated. He did a little bit of a come on. So it just shows you that, when you're that good, you're looking to win tournaments. You're not looking for them to be handed to you. And that's why these two players, I think these are going to be names that are going to be resounding for years to come. Veer Lawat looking to hit a draw on 18. Taking on, flirting with the right side. Some more aggressive line, that's for certain. Most of the players would favor a fade here because the trouble is on the right hand side. The outer bound is on the right hand side. The hole turns from left to right. So prudence would have it that you work a left-right fade, avoiding the trouble. But of course, if you are really feeling confident and if you can fly the ball in the air 310, 15, like what Veer does, then you can just cut everything and get maybe 60, 70 yard chip shot to the green. So those are the advantages of power, but with great power comes great responsibility. Now, finally, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that you were waiting for, the final hole here at the Tata Open. Fortune favors the brave. Both of them have been brave aplenty. It's like splitting hairs at this point in time. Very difficult to separate the two. Both of them have been worthy champions. It's unfortunate that only one would be able to win this tournament.
Wow, that's flamed right.
And that shot comes underway and beautifully hit. Wow. You see that he's maybe about 5 yards shy of Veer's ball.
But he's almost matched Veer. Amazing.
Again,
a terrific shot.
These two have been trading blows the entire duration of this round. Have matched each other putt for putt, drive for drive.
Fascinating. What a battle.
Is Yuvraj going to be able to reel off another beautiful drive here at the 18th hole? The 18th hole, for those of you joining in, measures 390 yards, but plays a little longer because it has a twist, a left to right turn, and often plays into the wind. Also, lining it up on the left-hand side of the tee. So it looks like he's going for a draw. A big roping
Similar
draw that
line.
can go the distance. Look at that! Seriously, you've never quite seen it. This is the precision that we're talking about. When we talk about precision,
You could throw a handkerchief over those 3 balls. They're that close. It's
look at
just
that.
astonishing.
This is definitely reel-worthy, brilliance-worthy material that we're seeing on the professional golf tour of India, ladies and gentlemen. Those were not placed there on the fairway. They were well hit from about over 300 yards, and that's how good these guys are.
Astonishing.
Different approaches. Shubham teed up towards the left, towards the center of the tee. Yuvraj and Veer more towards the left-hand side, opting for a draw. But look at the accuracy on that, and sizable crowd as well here.
And I'm sure there's more than a few, jaws
We also
hanging
have
open over there.
We also have VIPs in attendance and the long arm of the law as well. So all here enjoying the day in the sun. And why not when you get to see such A-grade golf, brilliant golf being displayed here.
Absolute brilliance on display for all of us watching. It's such a privilege to be even here, and talking about it is itself.
Rahul, what are your thoughts now? This whole, we've seen 2 good drives. What's your prediction now? First to hit, I believe, would be Yuvraj, I think. So any strategy that comes to mind now?
Well, at this moment, the first thing that strikes me is that whoever can get their approaches closer off to the flag, but mostly both of the players are going to find the putting surface. It's going to be really a putting fest from here. And we might even be looking at a playoff, perhaps. And that, of course, is going to keep things very interesting and make it worth the while for all of the viewers on YouTube, as well as all of the crowds that you see here in Jamshedpur. It's very heartwarming to see so many spectators out there walking with, you see, the CEO of PGTI, of course, leading the way there for the crowds. And what beautiful day it has been. What a beautiful week it has been. And in fact, what a lovely ending to this entire year. 28th event of the season, and look at the way it's going right now.
Well, among that crowd of spectators, also the Tata Steel managing director, Mr. Narendran, was there alongside, walking between Veer Alawat and Yuvraj Sandhu. So this finish has really, I think, drawn an even bigger crowd than otherwise. I mean, look at that. It's so nice to see, and this big following that the players have, and there they are.
I'm just a little awestruck by the precision and the power that's on display here at the Professional Golf Tour of India. Ladies and gentlemen, you can definitely learn a thing or two when you watch these golfers. And that's why we implore you to watch the live coverage of the Professional Golf Tour of India. You're seeing the Tata Open 2025 here at Jamshedpur. This is Beldih Golf Course. It's never too late. Start a good thing if you joined us. You're right here at the moment of truth. 3 golfers playing absolutely sublime golf. Veer Alawat 5 under par, Shubham Jaglan, Yuvraj Sandhu 5 under par. Leading the tournament alongside Shubham is Yuvraj, and they both have reeled off good long drives, 310 yards plus, and now both of them having less than 100 yards to this flag. It's going to be a game of 3-dimensional chess from here on in. You blink, I hit.
What a beautiful competition this has been. Shubham Jaglan, of course, is going to be the first one to hit, and that makes it advantage. Shubham, let's see if he can take advantage of this in the true sense of the word.
If we can have a look at the last time that he had a shot under 100 yards, we saw him on 14th and then the 15th. So it's pretty good from that range, but if there's any chink in his arm, I think there's none. But if there is any chink at all, if you're trying to, claw at things, I think it might be this 110 yard range. Sometimes he leaves a little short. Otherwise, no chink at all. Let's see how he goes.
The angle that all these 3 players are going to come from towards this right side flag location, they've placed themselves beautifully. So let's see what Shubham does from here. There's no space on the right side of the flag. He has to keep it slightly left and maybe straight away dart it, if anything.
You've seen that he generates a lot of spin, so can be a lot more aggressive. Look at that prudent play, 15 feet left, but not a certainty for birdie. That's still a brilliant shot, but go 20 feet now. It's a little longer than 15. I thought 20, maybe about 20, 22 feet. So not the easiest of putts. So Yuvraj can be aggressive. I think if you are to win a tournament, you have to take on a little bit of risk now. Rahul, what do you think? You'll have to go at that flag.
I'm not so sure if one needs to really go at that flag at this moment, Shaurya. I think it's going to be more of a putting fest, if anything, because we saw it earlier as well on I think it was the 14th hole of the day, wherein we saw that even though the players were well within 6 feet, but it's not like they really converted to birdies.
Yeah, I feel, but from my personal experience, this is a part of Yuvraj's game which is pretty strong. He really does have the ability of hitting those lower ones that he flights them. So I think he might be definitely able to hit it inside of Shubham's ball.
Yes, I think he should be able to do that. And Shubham will, in that case, have the putt first. Let's take a look at what Yuvraj does from here. Yuvraj, of course, can be a very aggressive striker when it comes to approach shots.
He's backed off that one. Not quite certain why. It's a moment you can feel the pressure. You can cut it with a knife. The air is thick with anticipation here at Beldih Golf Course. Beautiful drives being struck by these players.
Ready to go now. 19 under par. What scintillating golf we have seen over the last 4 days. Finishing hole here. And Yuvraj Sandhu has gone straight over the flag and airmailed it just past about 15 feet away.
Really aggressive. Really aggressive stuff. Shows you his mindset. I had a discussion with him. He doesn't really hold back. Even at Delhi Golf Course, you remember he went aggressive on the 18 with a 3-wood. So he's not one to throttle back. His mindset is, if I'm going to beat the best in the world, I can't be in second gear. When the moment asks me, I have to deliver.
Well, a birdie here could separate Veer into a solo third position. And what a shot here by Veer Alavat.
Veer Alavat, thing of absolute beauty. CEO of Tata Steel, Mr. Niranjan.
Aerial view here of the 18th hole of this tournament, the 9th hole here at the Beldih Club, here in the heart of Jamshedpur, also called as Tata Nagar.
You see the who's who has followed. You can see they are deep in conversation. This is the kind of sportsmanship that you really yearn to see. And I think that golf is probably one of the only few games that you see this. If you try and think of other sports like cricket or the Ashes, you know that players leave no stone unturned to try and beat the other player, even use gamesmanship. But here it's so much more about honor. You want to be the winner, but you want to on runs. Big thank you to all the sponsors, none more so than Tata Steel. The Tata Open has done a lot for the game, and we'd like to thank everyone involved, even the greenskeeper, the tournament committee, the golf captain, especially Mr. TV Narendran from Tata Steel, Managing Director.
Well, this is what it comes down to finally. Boils down to this. Yuvraj Sandhu, of course, having sealed the Order of Merit, is looking for a little, write a new page of history in the PGTI's records. If he wins this, it will be the 7th, making him the most successful player in a single season. Currently holds the record jointly with Manu Gandas of 6 wins.
And I doubt that, of course, records, as they say, they are meant to be broken, but this one is going to stand for a while. 7 victories on a calendar year. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. It's very difficult to even win 1, let alone 7, especially given the kind of scoring that
Sorry, if you look at the fact that there are 28 events, there's 1/4 if he wins this. He would have won 1/4 of the entire schedule for the whole year, for the whole season. It's astonishing.
Where is he? Whereas he's only played a handful of events. Yuvraj has only played 18 events, so his strike rate is just phenomenal. Currently at 33%. He definitely knows a thing or two about winning, and this man here certain that he's going to win in droves as well. What a stellar performer he's been. Oh, look at that! The product of the Golf Foundation has done a lot, brought up some great players, and he's obviously one of the top champions. Great to see a lot of attendance here today. The adulation. It's not the most comfortable putt, I'd say. It's downhill and it's breaking left to right. So, as far as the distance is concerned, it's well inside 15-18 feet, but it's not the easiest putt. It has a lot of break on it. You can't really get aggressive on this because it'll snake away. So I think all the signs at this point in time point to extra time.
Yuvraj certainly will be hoping that he can make the most out of this opportunity.
Can he close this or not? This is going to be the deciding part not only of the Tata Open and the 7 victories for Yuvraj Sandhu, but also whether this tournament now goes into a playoff or not. This 15th footer, ladies and gentlemen, hold your seats, hold your breath as Yuvraj Sandhu now gears up for his birdie here on the 18th hole. The winning putt of the Tata Open 2025.
What's been the best thing about the facet of his game has been speed control on the greens. And I think here we'll have a look at that once again. If it is to win the hole, it will be the perfect speed. I don't expect this to be too firm. You have to ride for 15 feet. Ladies and gentlemen, he is an apex predator, and they say that uneasy lies the head that wears the crown, but not this king. He's a champion 7 times on the professional golf tour of India and made it happen. He's unflappable, unbeatable, and he's determined, as he's your winner of the Tata Open 2025. What a player, the champion Yuvraj Sandhu. Take a bow.
What a win this is for Yuvraj Sandhu, and going neck to neck with Shubham Jaglan. Big compliments to Shubham as well for the fight that he has put up throughout this week and through this final day of the tournament. Veer Alawat now putting for a birdie here to finish up into a solo third position. Currently tied alongside Kalin Joshi at 14 under par. This putt could finish at 50. No, that would be Veer Alawat to stay at a tie for third position rather than a solo one. Finishes third. There we have it. Yuvraj Sandhu, the winner of the 7th event this season, number 1 on the order of merit of the PGTI, and 20 under par this week. Shubham Jaglan finishes second. He's spending his second year here on the PGTI and as a professional golfer, also playing now in the PGA Tour of Americas. Yuvraj Sandhu, and when I was going to say, has created a record.
We're playing beer.
Now we have it. This has got into a playoff. He has his son in his arms.
I must say that moments like this,
tremendous pictures.
The father-son duo, and even the mother, and they'll remember this for lifetime. What a champion he's been, and what a gentleman, well-raised boy. And I must say, I have a great appreciation for Shubham Jaglan. He's, he should be proud of his effort. 19 under par is no mean feat. What a player Shubham Jaglan is turning out to be. He's going to be taking the Indian flag to places there's never been. He's going to win on the big tours, And he's a big time player. And what I like most about him, he's a thorough sportsman. He has sportsman spirit. He's the embodiment of sportsman spirit. The way he was able to cheer on Yuvraj's birdie putt. They're not adversaries, they're competitors. They're like gladiators going toe to toe.
There we are now, back with the highlights of this final day. Manu Gandas on the screens. We'll just run through the highlights before we move into the prize presentation. Manoj S on the 10th. Brilliant tee shot here by him.
They say time flies when you're having fun, and we indeed have been honored to be a part of this broadcast. The golf standard has been stellar, and of course Yuvraj has again been stoic, delivering when most required. And 20 under par was the winning score. So Rahul, there you win. I thought it's going to be 21. 20 was the number.
Well, we've got Enthanga Raja now, and of course, I want to run by through the victories that Yuvraj has had this year. He started in February with the Tata Steel PGTI Players Championship presented by the Tollygunge Golf Club, and he won that. After that, he won the Gujarat Open Golf Championship presented by Glade 1. Thereafter, went on to win the Mysuru Open 2025 hosted by JWGC, and PGTI Players Championship after that in August. So 2 tournaments back to back there. Thereafter went on to win the Indian Oil Servo Masters in Digboy, and Vishwasamudra Open was won by him at the Delhi Golf Club. And he got a little tired, I think, at the Sidco Open and miscut there. And here we are now at Tata Open. There is Yuvraj Sandhu on our screens with that aggressive swing, with that lagging swing of his. Winner of 7 tournaments this year. The winner of the Tata Open 2025. 18th edition of this tournament and the 28th event of this season. Shubham Jaglan, of course, an impressive youngster. Look out for him, because he's going to be a name that you will all be hearing a lot of.
I was most impressed. He missed the cut and he won the week after that. And especially a tournament as big as that. Missing the cut, it can shake your confidence a little bit. He didn't bring his A game. He shot over par and he missed the cut. It just shows you what he's made of. And, this doesn't happen too often.
Also,
especially when you're going on a run, you miss the cut and then you come back and won in formidable fashion.
Absolutely agreed with you. And also, it just sort of brings to the fore that how, golf is such a humbling sport. You don't know what is really going to be thrown at you by the sport. But yes, of course, Kamet the man, Kamet the hour, Kamet the man by Yuvraj Sandhu. He's shown what he's made of. He's truly shown us that his nerves are made of Tata Steel. And the way he held that putt, of course, commanding victory here at the Tata Open.
Yeah, in fact, let me just make the point. After he missed out at Kharghar, he said, and I'm quoting him, he said, I went home. I needed that few days at home to, recover and rejuvenate and refocus. And you can see the result of what that was, because this has been a brilliant display. I mean, he was put under pressure all the way. He's been put under pressure early in the season, and once in a while he's wavered. But today was like stellar. He didn't, and like Shaurya, you very correctly said, Shubham Jaglan. Let's remember that name, and we'll hear it again and again over the years to come. What a display from this young man. He's up against the best of the season. The 6-time winner. He didn't take a step back. And 3 starts in the PGTI, 2 runner-up finishes. Promises so much for the future, and really this is so exciting. I mean, as someone who loves the game and someone who watches as much as it is possible, I can't think of a finer sort of testimonial, if you want, to this season, the way it is finished.
Yes, absolutely. And also an honourable mention to Kalin, Veeralawat, Enthanga Raja, Kshitij Navid Kaul, Manu Gandas, Abhinav Lohan. They played really well to round up the top 10. Jamal Hussain alongside Kushal Singh. Amardeep Malik, experienced Amardeep Malik, showing a little bit of that silken touch yet again. And I must say that Yuvraj Singh has been a marksman par excellence. He's not been a golfer, he's been a marksman, throwing down arrows from that quiver. Golden tipped arrows that go right at the target. He's just starting out and he's already achieved so much. He's going to be playing on the DP World Tour next year, and there's going to be a glittering prize ceremony soon. So please do stay with us as we have a look at the highlights of the day. And Shubham, of course, he's already playing internationally, and we'd want him to venture a little more of the professional golf tour of India, but knowing that he's an international player, we would welcome whenever he comes here, and he really does raise the standard. 19 under par, and he looks so effortless every part of his game. I thought this was a really good two-putt by Yuvraj. It was an important moment. He dropped a shot here after that underwhelming chip shot. And this, of course, was the birdie putt by Veer, who's been thoroughly impressive. Very even field, understated, but a phenomenal player. Veer Alawat played this year on the DP World Tour, and will be playing quite a few tournaments next year as there. His performance this year allowed him to get a few more tournaments there on the DP World Tour. So he'll be juggling his time between these two tours next year. And we had 4 golfers from Professional Golf Tour of India earning their card on the Asian Tour. So congratulations to all of them.
I think really, a year to remember for the PGTI, because after a bit of a slump in the middle of the last couple of years, and suddenly all of a sudden we have had, and to see the likes of Ajitesh Sandhu and Rashid Khan come back to their form and get good enough to go back to the Asian Tour, remarkable. And at the other end, you have 2 extremely young and extremely talented young men in Shaurya Bhattacharya and Shubham Jaglan. So Indian golf on the Asian Tour is going to be very well represented by a spectrum, young and experienced both.
Yeah, congratulations to Rashid as well. And Shubham will be playing quite a few international tours, a lot on Asian Tour, of course. I thought this was really well done. This putt by Shubham really showcased his nerves. What an up and down here. Look at that workmanship. You never win by looking at others, hoping for them to capitulate. You raise yourself to another level, and that's what they've done today. Often the best golfers are pushed by adversity and competition, and this is what we've seen this week.
Yeah, really grinding. This is golf at its grinding best, but particularly by Yuvraj Sandhu, because there's a number of times Jaglan put him under pressure and he staved it off. Came back to fighting pars all the way till this one, and this is the putt that he made here. He will remember for a very, very long time. It's truly a special moment, and not only that, he now heads to Europe with the confidence of an absolutely top level Tata Steel display.
And congratulations also to Manoj S, who's won the Emerging Player of the Year, the rookie. Fantastic. 17 years of age, precocious youngster. At that time we were in school, up to no good, some mischief here or there, but look at him. Times are a-changing, ladies and gentlemen.
There you see the replay of the winning putt. Confident, firm strikes straight into the heart of the cup.
Back at the year that was, peppered with so many victories, so many first-time champions. Shaurya Bhattacharya, such a worthy champ as well. N. Thangaraja, the pride of Sri Lanka. Kolkata Championship, which is a DP World event.
Sapat Talwar winning the Adani Invitational at the JP Greens, and there's Sachin Besoya. Upender Ghai winning at the Kutub Golf Course, the Callens Open 2025. And Angad Chima with that colourful jacket of his, winning the Kapildev Grand Thornton Invitational 2025, and back-to-back victories for him thereafter at the Coal India Open. Yuvraj Sandhu taking another palace home with him.
Also should mention Joshua Berry and Kun Vidal, who won the challenge for the Planet Tour.
Prithij Naveed Kaul came in from behind at the Kolkata Open to win the tournament at the Zion Hills, and N. Thangaraja with his second victory, and there we've got Kamal Hussain and Arjun Prasad with his maiden win at the Tamil Nadu Open, his first win of his professional career. And N. Thangaraja, of course, all smiles with his third win of the season. Manu Gandas, that's the only smile that you usually see from him. only when he's on the podium. Yuvraj Sandhu, of course, with some Assamese flavor on his shoulders. And we've got the Veer Lawat. Yuvraj Sandhu again. And seems like that blue t-shirt and the white pants are certainly something of the final day's attire for Yuvraj. Veer again with that win at the Sitco Open at...
A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the prize presentation ceremony of Tata Open 2025. First of all, we would like to extend a warm welcome to our chief guest for the afternoon, Mr. T.V. Narendran, CEO and MD, Tata Steel. We would also like to welcome Mrs. Ruchi Narendran, who is with us today. Thank you, ma'am, for coming over. Welcome to our golf captain, Mr. D.B. Sundararaman. And welcome to the CEO of PGTI, Mr. Amandeep Johal. We have witnessed some of the outstanding golf in the season, which is the finale of this season. We've had leading performers like Veer Lawat, Khalin Joshi, Yuvraj, of course, today's hero, Shubham Jagalan, and there were many players from Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. All the international players were here. The field was very, very strong of 126 players. So I think it's been a fantastic competition. Okay. We would like to, without wasting any time, we would like to go ahead with the prize presentation for the Pro-Am. I will request our golf captain, Mr. D.B. Sundararaman, to kindly go over the prizes. There was a hole-in-one on Golmuri, hole number 7 by Mr. Sharad Kumar. Mr. Sharad Kumar, please come up. He gets a trophy plus a wedge. Closest to pin, Mr. Minal Kanti Paul. I'll request Mr. P.K. Dhawan to take his prize. I don't think he's here. Straightest drive goes to Mrs. Monica Luktuke. That was on hole number 12. It was on the rope, on the line. I think the straightest that you can ever hit. Congratulations. Now we come to the longest drive. On hole number 8, Golmuri, Mr. Varun Soni. He hit 321 yards. I think next year he will qualify to play for the PGTI Trophy. Congratulations, Varun. Now we come to the team prizes for the Pro-Am. The runner-up team led by the professional Vinay Kumar Yadav, Mr. Anil Shukla, Alam Noori and M.K. Jha. Mr. Deepak Sahai will receive the prize on behalf of Mr. Noori. Now we come to the winning team of the Pro-Am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
The winning team, led by professional Joshua Seal, amateurs Pratham Chaudhary, Gokul Chaudhary, and Mr. Ajay Mishra. They all get a golf bag from Callaway. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I'll request Mr. TV Nandan to kindly go over the prizes. There was a hole-in-one by a professional on the 17th hole, Manoj S. That was round 3. Manoj S., please come up. He gets a prize of rupees 1 lakh for his effort from PGTI. This Tata Open 2025. Runners up. Is he here? Okay. Mr. Shubham Jaglan. He gets a check of rupees 20 lakhs. And now the winner's check, the giant check, that goes to Mr. Yuvraj Sandhu. Now he gets a check for rupees 30 lakhs. A few words from you, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm at a loss of words, despite winning so many times this year. I feel blessed to be here. Winning Tata Open has always been my to-do list. First of all, a special thanks to the whole Chaube family and Dubey family in Jamshedpur. They've been home to me for the past 6 years, 7 years, ever since I was a kid here. Thank you so much, everybody. My family, mom and dad, my whole team back home. I think they've done a fantastic job this year with the consistent work that I've put in. My trainer, my mental coach, everybody. Gurbaz, everyone back home. My roommate who's not here, he didn't have the season that I had, but I wish him the best. And Shubham, you're a very, very impressive man, wherever you are. I had really, really fun playing with you. I wanted to go on and on, but then again, you know, we have flights to catch. So, no, thank you so much. for the year. Partner, बहुत अच्छी golf खेले हैं यार, मज़ा आ गया, सच्ची कह रहा हूँ, मज़ा आ गया यार. Good job. Thank you so much, Tata Steel. Thank you so much. We have the Tata Open this year, but again, I missed the Tour Championship, sir. As always, I think every single player looks forward to it. Thank you so much, PGTI. Thank you so much for the whole season, everybody who's put in the work. Jamal, I see you there, partner. Hope to see you next year as well. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been great. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Yuvraj. Don't go away. Now I'll request Mr. Amandeep Johal to present this year's PGTI Order of Merit Champion to Yuvraj Sandhu. Now we come to the Rookie of the Year. That goes to 17-year-old Manoj S. Now I'll request Mr. Amandeep Johal to present a plaque on behalf of PGTI, a token appreciation to Mr. TV Narendran, please. And to Mr. D.B. Sundararaman, please. Now I'll request our chief guest, Mr. TV Narendran, to please address the gathering.
First, I think, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, very good evening to everyone present here. The Tata Open 2025 holds a very special place in Indian golf, not just as our season-ending tournament, but as one of the cornerstones on which the PGTI was built. This tournament was instituted in 2002 with a prize money of 10 lakhs, which at that time was the highest prize money in Indian professional golf. A benchmark of excellence then, and a symbol of leadership even today. Even in many ways, the foundation of PGTI is built on Tata Steel. From those early years to today, Tata Steel has been the backbone of Indian professional golf. Big round of applause for Tata Steel. When PGTI was a tour of 4 crores in 2006, Tata Steel stood firmly with us. Today, as we conclude the 2025 season with a prize money of 35 crores, we do so with deep gratitude to Tata Steel for being part of this extraordinary journey. It was during the years when we were proudly known as the Tata Steel PGTI that Indian professional golf truly came onto the global stage, culminating in landmark partnerships with the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour. On behalf of my president, Mr. Kapil Dev, the governing body and all the professionals of PGTI, I would like to express my sincere thanks to Mr. N. Chandrasekharan, Group Chairman, Tata Sons, and Mr. TV Narendran, Managing Director, Tata Steel, for their continued belief in Indian golf and unwavering support to PGTI. For special staging of this tournament, my special thanks to Mr. D.B. Sundararaman, Vice President Corporate Services, Tata Steel, and Captain of the club. Mr. Alan Singh, my childhood hero, thank you very much, the CEO of Jamshedpur Golf. Mr. Neeraj Sinha, Golf Secretary. Gurpreet, General Manager of the Beldih Club, Gaurav Dhal, General Manager of the Golmuri Club, thank you for your hospitality and flawless execution. A huge congratulations to our champion Yuvraj. Yuvraj has had an exceptional season and a record 7 victories in a season. Fantastic, Yuvraj. And this win was a fitting way to close the year. The strength of Indian golf is clearly visible today. 4 Indian professionals have earned the Asian Tour cards this season. Yuvraj, on his own, will carry the Indian flag on the European Tour. Shubham Jaglan, a fresh, new face on the Indian golf scene and already making waves. Well done, Shubham. 2 runner-up finishes in 3 weeks. We're going to see more of you. This is a proud moment for Indian sport and PGTI. I would also like to thank the media for their consistent coverage and my sincere appreciation to the tour partners Rolex, Victorious Choice, IndusInd Bank, Campa, Amul and all our tournament and associate partners for making 2025 a landmark year for PGTI. We look forward to your continued support in 2026 and beyond as Indian professional golf reaches even greater heights. Lastly, I would like to thank my governing body and advisors, especially our President, Mr. Kapil Dev, Mr. Amitabh Kant, the G20 Sherpa, who's on the board of PGTI, Mr. Shantanu Narayan, Chairman and CEO of Adobe, who as an advisor to PGTI, Mr. Nikesh Arora, who's the CEO of Palo Alto Networks, and Mr. Gurpreet Bakshi, for their guidance, vision and belief in the Indian golf. Thank you once again to Tata Steel, to all our partners and players and fans. Congratulations to everyone who made Tata Open a truly memorable season finale. Thank you and good evening.
Good afternoon, everyone. Amandeep, Sundar, Alan, and all my dear friends and colleagues who are here. We come to the end of another exciting tournament. I think I must thank all the golfers. I must congratulate Yuvraj and Shubham and all the others who played and entertained us with some wonderful golf. I don't think I've not seen a close finish, at least for the last 7-8 years that I've been walking the course on the last few holes. So congratulations to everyone for that. Congratulations and thanks to the golfing community in Jamshedpur, because one of the reasons why Tata Steel supports golf is that we have a very passionate golfing community in Jamshedpur, and it's great that they are here in good numbers to applaud the players. For us, sports has always been a way to connect to the community in different ways at the grassroots level as well as at all levels. And as Amandeep said, our association with golf has gone back a few decades. We are happy to be part of this journey. We are happy to play whatever role that we could. So thank you once again and congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. With that, we come to the end of prize ceremony. The lunch is served. Please have a great day and see you next year. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. He has been there. He has not been speaking.